Welcome to Lotus Whisper. I am your guide on this journey toward the center of your own heart. Tonight, we sit together in the quiet space where the world begins to fade. Have you ever felt a storm raging inside you? A battle between who you are and who you think you should be? This inner conflict is like a river trying to flow upstream, creating nothing but exhaustion. We often fight our feelings, hoping to push away the shadows. But what if the secret to peace is not in the struggle, but in the letting go? As we begin, feel the weight of your worries. Notice the tightness in your chest and the racing of your thoughts. Together, we will walk through the mist of anxiety to find the light of acceptance. If you seek a sanctuary for your soul, please subscribe to Lotus Whisper. Let us begin our walk into the silence of the night. The sun has long since dipped below the jagged edge of the horizon, leaving behind a sky the color of bruised plums and cooling ash. You sit in the center of a small wooden room, the floorboards beneath you smooth and cold from centuries of quiet footsteps. Outside, the wind whispers through the ancient cedar trees, a low and mournful sound that seems to mirror the restlessness within your own chest. This is the first hour of our journey, the hour of the heavy clouds. You can feel them now, can you not? They are not made of water or mist, but of the thousand small burdens you have gathered throughout the day. They hang low in the atmosphere of your mind, thick and suffocating, blocking out the starlight of your natural peace. Your breath is shallow, caught in the upper reaches of your throat, as if your body is afraid to take in the fullness of the air. This is the weight of anxiety. It is the feeling of a clock ticking in a room where you have lost the key. It is the sensation of 1,000 invisible threads pulling you in directions you do not wish to go. Listen to the silence of this room. It is not a hollow silence, but one that is dense with the vibrations of your own internal struggle. You are here, but a part of you is still out there, running through the streets of tomorrow, worrying about the conversations of yesterday, and tripping over the stones of things that might never happen. This is the conflict. It is the war between the present moment, which is simple and still, and the mind, which is a wild animal pacing in a cage of its own making. Notice the muscles in your shoulders. They are pulled tight, rising toward your ears as if you are bracing for a blow that never comes. Your jaw is clenched, holding on to words and frustrations that have no place in this sanctuary. We carry these things because we think they protect us. We think that if we stop worrying, the world will fall apart. We think that our anxiety is a shield, but in truth, it is a heavy stone we have mistaken for a weapon. Imagine that your mind is a vast, open valley. Usually this valley is clear, and you can see the distant peaks of clarity and the flowing rivers of intuition. But tonight, the valley is filled with a thick, grey fog. This fog is the anxiety that arises when we resist what is. It is the mental friction caused by the gap between how things are and how we want them to be. You want to be calm, but you feel restless. You want to be certain, but you feel confused. You want to be liked, but you feel judged. This gap is where the suffering lives. It is like trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands. The more you push against the waves, the more exhausted you become, and yet the water continues to rise. The fog in your valley is cold and damp, clinging to the trees and obscuring the path beneath your feet. You cannot see more than a few inches in front of you, and so you stand still, paralyzed by the fear of taking a wrong step. Consider the nature of this restlessness. It is like a swarm of bees in a glass jar, buzzing and bumping against the walls, seeking an exit that does not exist. Your thoughts are those bees. One thought says you should have worked harder. Another says you are not enough. Another whispers of a mistake you made 10 years ago, bringing it back to life as if it happened only seconds ago. These thoughts are not you, but they are loud, and they demand your attention. They create a storm of static that drowns out the quiet hum of the universe. In the Zen tradition, we speak of the monkey mind, the mind that leaps from branch to branch, never resting, always seeking the next fruit, the next distraction, the next worry. Tonight, the monkey is tired, but it does not know how to sleep. It is agitated, swinging through the dark canopy of your consciousness, shaking the leaves and disturbing the peace of the forest. Feel the physical presence of this anxiety. It is a knot in the pit of your stomach, a tight ball of energy that refuses to unwind. It is a heat in your chest, a fire that gives no light but plenty of discomfort. We often try to run from these sensations. We try to distract ourselves with noise, with movement, with the endless scrolling of digital screens. But here, in the quiet of Lotus whisper, there is nowhere to run. There is only you, the wooden floor, and the heavy clouds. We must sit with this discomfort. We must look at it not as an enemy to be defeated, but as a guest who has arrived uninvited. This guest is loud and demanding, but it is also fragile. It only has power as long as you fight it. The moment you stop the struggle, the nature of the anxiety begins to change. But we are not there yet. We are still in the phase of feeling the weight. Think of a river after a heavy rain. The water is brown and turbulent, filled with mud and debris from the banks. You cannot see the bottom. You cannot see the fish swimming beneath the surface. This is your mind right now. The sediment of the day has been stirred up by the winds of your concern. If you jump into the water and try to clear the mud with your hands, you will only make it worse. You will stir up even more silt, and the water will become even darker. The only way to clear the water is to let it sit. The only way to find peace is to allow the sediment to sink to the bottom on its own time. But sitting still is the hardest thing for a restless heart to do. The mind wants to fix, to change, to solve. It believes that if it thinks about a problem long enough, the problem will vanish. But anxiety is not a problem to be solved. It is a state of being to be observed. As you sit here, let your awareness drift to the sound of your own heartbeat. It is a rhythmic drumming, a constant reminder of the life flowing through you. In moments of high anxiety, this drumbeat can feel like a war drum, fast and insistent. Do not try to slow it down. Simply listen to it. Feel the pulse in your fingertips and in your temples. This is the physical manifestation of your inner conflict. Your body is preparing for a battle that is only happening in your thoughts. Your nervous system is on high alert, scanning the darkness for a predator that is not there. The predator is the voice in your head that says things must be different than they are. This voice is the architect of your anxiety. It builds walls where there should be doors. It creates shadows where there should be light. Let us look closer at the heavy clouds of the mind. Each cloud is a story you tell yourself. There is the cloud of the past, filled with the rain of regret. You replay scenes in your mind, changing the dialogue, wishing you had acted with more grace or more strength. There is the cloud of the future, filled with the lightning of anticipation. You imagine every possible disaster, every potential failure, as if by imagining them, you can prevent them. And then there is the cloud of the present, the most suffocating of all, which tells you that you should not be feeling this way. This is the second arrow of suffering. The first arrow is the pain itself, the natural anxiety of being a human in a complex world. The second arrow is the one you shoot at yourself for feeling the pain. You judge yourself for being anxious. You tell yourself that a spiritual person, a strong person, a peaceful person would not feel this way. This judgment is the heaviest part of the cloud. It is the weight that truly crushes the spirit. Imagine you are walking through a deep forest at twilight. The path is narrow and overgrown. The branches of the trees reach out like gnarled hands, catching on your clothes. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. This forest is your inner world when conflict reigns. You are lost, and the more you run, the more lost you become. You are breathing hard, your heart is pounding, and the darkness is closing in. This is the suffocating nature of a mind that is at war with itself. You want to be out of the forest. You want to be in the meadow, under the sun. But you are here, in the dark, and the resistance to being here is what creates the true suffering. Every time you say to yourself, "I hate this feeling," or "I wish this would stop," you are adding another layer of thickness to the fog. You are tightening the knot. In the Zen tradition, we often speak of the mirror. A mirror reflects whatever comes before it. If a beautiful flower is placed before the mirror, it reflects the flower perfectly. If a rotting piece of fruit is placed before it, it reflects the rot with equal clarity. The mirror does not judge. It does not try to change the reflection. It does not say, "I wish I were reflecting a flower instead of this rot." It simply allows the image to exist within its silver depths. Your consciousness is that mirror, but you have forgotten how to be the mirror. You have become the reflection. You have identified so strongly with the anxiety, with the heavy clouds, that you think you are the clouds. You think you are the storm. But the mirror is never changed by what it reflects. The storm does not scratch the glass. The fog does not stain the silver. You are the space in which the anxiety is happening, not the anxiety itself. Can you feel the subtle shift in perspective? It is like a tiny crack in a dark wall, allowing a single sliver of light to enter. You are the observer of the conflict, not the participant. But the habit of struggle is strong. It pulls you back in. You find yourself once again caught in the narrative of your worries. You find yourself once again trying to push the clouds away. Notice how the body reacts when you try to force the mind to be quiet. The tension increases, the breathing becomes even more restricted. This is the paradox of the spiritual path. You cannot force peace. You cannot demand tranquility. Peace is what remains when the demands stop. Tranquility is the natural state of the heart when it is no longer fighting the reality of the moment. The incense in the room has burned down to a small, glowing ember. A thin trail of smoke rises in a straight line before being caught by a stray breeze and twisting into a chaotic spiral. Your mind is like that smoke. It starts with a single thought, a straight line of inquiry, and then it is caught by the winds of emotion and spun into a complex web of confusion. Watch the smoke. It does not resist the wind. It flows with it, changing shape, dissolving into the air. It does not try to remain a straight line. It accepts the movement of the atmosphere. Why can we not be like the smoke? Why must we insist on our own rigidity? We hold on to our identities, our opinions, and our fears with such a tight grip that we become brittle. When the winds of life blow, we do not bend, we break. This breaking is the peak of anxiety. It is the feeling of being shattered by the pressures of existence. Let us return to the sensation of the body. Feel the weight of your hands resting on your knees. Feel the texture of the fabric of your clothes against your skin. These are the anchors of the present moment. They are real, tangible, and unchanging. The anxiety, for all its power, is made of thought. It is a phantom, a ghost that haunts the halls of your mind. It has no physical substance, yet it can make your body feel as though it is made of lead. This is the power of the mind to create reality. If you believe you are in danger, your body will respond as if it is true. If you believe you are a failure, your heart will sink as if the words were written in stone. But these are only stories. They are the heavy clouds that have drifted into your valley. They are passing through. They have always been passing through. The heavy, suffocating clouds of a restless mind are not a sign that you are broken. They are a sign that you are alive. To be human is to experience the full spectrum of emotion, from the highest peaks of joy to the deepest valleys of despair. The conflict arises when we decide that only the peaks are acceptable. We spend our lives trying to build a house on the mountaintop, ignoring the fact that the valleys are where the water flows and the trees grow. We reject our anxiety because it is uncomfortable, but in doing so, we reject a part of ourselves. We create a division within our own soul. There is the part of us that feels, and the part of us that judges the feeling. These two parts are at war, and the battlefield is your own heart. Can you feel the exhaustion of this war? It is a deep, soul weariness that sleep cannot touch. It is the fatigue of carrying a mask all day, of pretending to be okay when you are not, of trying to meet expectations that were never yours to begin with. This exhaustion is a signal. It is your inner wisdom telling you that the struggle is no longer serving you. It is the voice of the soul whispering that it is time to lay down the weapons. But the mind is afraid. If I stop fighting, it asks, who will I be? If I let go of my anxiety, will I lose my edge? Will I become passive? Will I be overwhelmed by the world? These are the questions of the ego, the part of us that thrives on conflict and drama. The ego feels safe in the struggle because the struggle is familiar. Peace, on the other hand, is a vast and unknown ocean. As we sit in this first phase of our journey, we do not seek to change anything. We do not seek to banish the anxiety or to clear the clouds. We only seek to see them clearly. We are like a scientist observing a phenomenon in a laboratory. We look at the anxiety and say, oh, so this is what it feels like. This is the tightness in the chest. This is the racing thought. This is the heat in the face. By observing without judging, we begin to create a small distance between ourselves and the experience. We are no longer the storm. We are the person watching the storm from a window. The wind is still blowing, the rain is still falling, but we are no longer being swept away by the flood. The darkness in the room has deepened. The shapes of the furniture have blurred into the shadows. This is the time when the mind often becomes most active, as the distractions of the day fade away, and we are left alone with our own thoughts. The silence can be terrifying if you are not at peace with yourself. It is like a mirror that shows you everything you have been trying to ignore. But it is also a great teacher. In the silence, you can hear the subtle shifts in your own energy. You can hear the moment a thought arises and the moment it fades away. You can see the patterns of your own conflict, the way you loop back to the same worries over and over again, like a record player stuck in a groove. This chapter of our journey is about the weight of the day's burdens. Think of everything you have carried today. The deadlines, the difficult conversations, the traffic, the news of the world, the internal pressure to be perfect. Imagine these things as physical objects. A heavy bag of stones on your back, a leaden chain around your neck, a thick cloak of wool that is too hot for the season. You have been walking with these things for hours, perhaps for years. No wonder you are tired. No wonder your mind is restless. You have been trying to run a marathon while carrying the weight of a mountain. The clouds of the mind are made of these burdens. They are the accumulated residue of a life lived in resistance. We resist the passage of time. We resist the aging of our bodies. We resist the changing of the seasons. We resist the fact that we cannot control the people around us. This resistance is the friction that creates the heat of anxiety. If we could move through life like a fish moves through water, there would be no friction. The fish does not fight the current. It uses the current to move. It does not complain that the water is cold or that the river is too deep. It simply is. But we are not fish. We are humans with complex minds and deep emotions. We have the ability to imagine things being different, and that ability is both our greatest gift and our greatest curse. As you breathe in, feel the air entering your lungs, cool and fresh. As you breathe out, feel the warmth of the air as it leaves your body. This simple act of breathing is the most basic form of acceptance. You do not have to tell your lungs to breathe. You do not have to manage the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It happens on its own. a gift from the universe. Even in the midst of your greatest anxiety, your body is still breathing for you. Your heart is still beating for you. There is a part of you that is already at peace, a part of you that is not involved in the conflict. This part of you is like the deep ocean floor. While the surface is lashed by waves and wind, the depths are silent, still, and untouched. We are beginning to acknowledge the presence of the clouds. We are not trying to blow them away with the fan of our will. We are simply sitting under them, feeling the dampness on our skin and the shadow on our hearts. This is the first step of acceptance. It is the brave act of saying, "Right now, I am anxious. Right now, I feel a conflict within me." There is power in this honesty. It breaks the spell of the shoulds. I should be happy. I should be calm. When we drop the shoulds, we are left with the is. And the is much easier to manage than the should. The is just a feeling in the body and a thought in the mind. It is not a permanent state. It is not a death sentence. It is just a cloud passing through the valley. The weight of the day is heavy, yes. The clouds are thick, yes. The mind is restless, yes. We acknowledge all of it. We do not turn our eyes away. We look directly into the heart of the storm. We see the lightning of our fears and the thunder of our regrets. We see it all, and we stay seated. We do not run. We do not hide. We sit in the center of the wooden room, on the cold floor, and we breathe. We are the mountain, and the weather is just the weather. The mountain does not care if it is sunny or stormy. It remains the mountain. It holds its ground. It is ancient, solid, and deep. You are that mountain. The anxiety is just a temporary weather pattern moving across your peaks. In the minutes that remain in this hour, let yourself feel the full weight of your humanity. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the tremors move through your hands if they must. Do not try to be a statue. Be a living, breathing, feeling being. The conflict you feel is the birth pangs of a new understanding. You are learning that you cannot find peace by fighting yourself. You are learning that the only way out is through. The clouds are dark, but they are also full of the rain that will eventually nourish the earth. The anxiety is painful, but it is also the fire that will eventually burn away the illusions of the ego. Stay here with me in the darkness. Feel the heavy clouds. Feel the weight of the burdens. Know that you are not alone in this. Every soul that has ever walked the earth has known this restlessness. Every sage has sat in this same darkness. The path to tranquility begins right here, in the middle of the anxiety, in the heart of the conflict. We do not seek a peace that is the absence of struggle, but a peace that can exist right in the middle of it. Like a lotus that grows in the mud, our peace grows in the middle of our mess. The mud is not an obstacle, it is the fuel. The anxiety is not an obstacle, it is the doorway. We are standing at the threshold now, looking into the mist. In the chapters to come, we will walk through it. But for now, we simply stand here, acknowledging the weight and breathing into the darkness. We continue our journey now, moving deeper into the landscape of the self. You are standing at the edge of a vast, quiet forest at dusk, but inside, the air is thick with the electricity of a gathering storm. This is the second step of our walk together. We call this the identification of the inner storm. Before we can find the clearing where the sun shines, we must understand the nature of the clouds that have gathered above our heads. We must look closely at the wind that shakes the branches of our spirit. Anxiety is not a ghost that haunts us from the outside. It is a weather pattern that forms within the vast atmosphere of our own consciousness. To find peace, we do not run from the storm. We do not hide in a cellar and pray for it to pass. Instead, we become the mountain that watches the storm. We become the earth that receives the rain. Take a moment now to notice the weight of your physical form. Feel the way your body meets the surface beneath you. There is a specific kind of gravity that accompanies a restless mind. It is a heavy, dense feeling, like carrying a bag of stones that you have forgotten you are holding. Notice your shoulders. For many of us, the shoulders are the place where we carry the expectations of the world. They are pulled upward, toward the ears, as if we are perpetually bracing for a blow that never comes. Feel the muscles there. They are tight, wound like the strings of an instrument that has been tuned too high. Do not try to force them down yet. Simply notice the tension. Observe the hardness of the muscle. This is the physical signature of your inner conflict. It is the body saying that it does not feel safe. It is the spirit trying to build a wall of bone and sinew to protect itself from the uncertainty of life. Move your awareness now to your jaw. So much of our unspoken struggle lives in the hinge of the jaw. We clench our teeth against the words we cannot say. We bite down on our frustrations, our fears, and our unfulfilled desires. Feel the pressure there. Is there a slight ache in the temples? Is the tongue pressed hard against the roof of the mouth? This is the tension of the hunter and the hunted. It is the ancient reflex of survival. When the mind perceives a threat, even a mental one, like a deadline, a memory, or a worry about the future, the body prepares for battle. But there is no physical enemy to fight, there is only the shadow of a thought, and so the tension remains trapped in the body, circling like a bird in a cage, unable to find an exit. Bring your attention to your breath. Do not change it, just watch it. Is it shallow? Does it stop at the top of the chest, never quite reaching the belly? When we are anxious, our breath becomes a series of short, frantic sips. We act as if the air is scarce, as if we must compete for every lungful. This shallow breathing sends a signal back to the brain, telling it that the danger is real, that the storm is worsening. It is a cycle that feeds itself. The thought creates the tension, and the tension justifies the thought. We are caught in a loop of our own making, a whirlpool in the center of a river. Imagine you are sitting in a small wooden hut in the middle of a great plain. Outside, the wind is howling. It rattles the shutters. It whistles through the cracks in the door. This wind is the voice of your anxiety. It speaks in the language of what if. What if I fail? What if they leave? What if things never get better? What if I am not enough? These thoughts are like the gusts of wind that threaten to blow the roof off your sanctuary. Inside the hut, you are trying to hold the door shut with all your might. Your muscles are straining. Your breath is ragged. You believe that if you let go of the door for even a second, the storm will rush in and destroy everything. This is the inner conflict. It is the struggle between the reality of the storm and your desire for it not to exist. The conflict is not the wind itself. The conflict is your hands on the door, your refusal to let the air move. Consider the nature of water. When a lake is calm, it reflects the moon and the stars with perfect clarity. You can see the pebbles on the bottom and the fish swimming in the depths. But when a stone is thrown into the water, ripples spread. If 1,000 stones are thrown, the surface becomes a chaotic mess of peaks and valleys. The water is still the same water, but its quality has changed. It has become opaque. It has become restless. Your mind is like that lake. The stones are your worries. Each thought of the future is a heavy rock plunging into the stillness. Each regret of the past is a jagged stone breaking the surface. You have spent so long throwing stones into your own lake that you have forgotten what the bottom looks like. You have forgotten that the water is naturally clear. You think the storm is the lake, but the storm is only something happening to the lake. Let us look deeper into the source of this storm. Where does it truly come from? If we sit very still and watch the clouds, we see that they are made of thin air and moisture. They have no solid heart. In the same way, our anxieties are often made of shadows and echoes. We are afraid of things that haven't happened, We are pained by things that are already over. We live in a world of mental projections, a cinema of the mind where the movie is always a tragedy or a thriller. We are the director, the actor, and the terrified audience member all at once. The conflict arises because one part of us wants to be free, while another part of us believes that worrying is a form of protection. We think that if we stop worrying, we will be caught off guard. We mistake our anxiety for a shield, when in reality, it is a weight that prevents us from moving. Feel the center of your chest. This is often where the storm is loudest. It feels like a fluttering, a tightness, or a cold void. It is the heart's way of reacting to the mind's stories. The heart is sensitive. It responds to every flicker of thought. When the mind paints a picture of disaster, the heart beats faster. It prepares to pump blood to the limbs so we can run. But we are sitting still. We are lying in bed. We are in a chair. There is nowhere to run. And so the energy has nowhere to go. It turns inward. It becomes a knot. It becomes a localized storm of heat and pressure. This is the physical manifestation of the spirit in conflict with its environment. Think of a tree in a high wind. The tree does not try to stop the wind. It does not argue with the storm. If the tree were to become rigid, if it tried to resist the wind with all its strength, it would eventually snap. Its branches would break and its trunk would split. But the tree that survives is the one that knows how to bend. It allows the wind to move through its leaves. It sways with the gusts. It accepts the reality of the storm. By accepting the wind, the tree remains whole. Our inner conflict is our rigidity. We are trying to be the stiff tree in a world of constant change. We want things to be a certain way. We want people to act a certain way. We want our lives to follow a specific script. When life deviates from that script, we become rigid. We resist, and in that resistance, we suffer. The source of the storm is often our attachment to outcomes. We are attached to the idea of being successful, being loved, being healthy, or being in control. These are natural desires, but when they become rigid demands, they create the clouds of anxiety. We become afraid of the opposite. We become afraid of failure, of loneliness, of sickness, of chaos. We spend our energy trying to prevent the things we fear rather than experiencing the life we have. This creates a split in the soul. One half of us is here in the present, while the other half is wandering in a dark future, trying to fix problems that do not yet exist. This split is the very definition of inner conflict. It is a house divided against itself. Imagine you are walking through a mist. The mist is cool and damp against your skin. You cannot see more than a few feet in front of you. This mist is your uncertainty. It is the unknown nature of tomorrow. Most of us try to run through the mist. We want to get to the other side where the sun is shining. But when we run in the mist, we trip over roots we cannot see. We lose our way. We become exhausted. The Zen path teaches us to stop running. We stand still in the mist. We feel the dampness on our faces. We acknowledge that we cannot see the path ahead. And in that standing still, the anxiety begins to lose its power. The mist is still there, but it is no longer an enemy. It is just the atmosphere of the moment. Look at the palms of your hands. Are they clenched? Are the fingers curled inward? This is the gesture of holding on. We hold on to our grievances. We hold on to our identities. We hold on to our pain because it is familiar. Even though the anxiety hurts, it is a pain we know. There is a strange, distorted comfort in our struggles. We think, this is who I am. I am a person who worries. I am a person who is stressed. We wear our anxiety like a heavy cloak, and we are afraid to take it off because we don't know who we would be without the weight. We are afraid of the nakedness of peace. We are afraid of the silence that remains when the storm stops. But listen to the silence for a moment. Even in the middle of the storm, there is a space that the wind cannot reach. Deep within the earth, Beneath the roots of the trees, there is a profound stillness. Deep within the ocean, far below the crashing waves, there is a quiet that has never been disturbed. You have that same stillness within you. It is the foundation of your being. The anxiety is on the surface. It is a skin of agitation. It is the foam on the waves. It is not the ocean itself. When we identify the source of the storm, we realize that the storm is not us. We are the space in which the storm happens. We are the sky, not the clouds. The sky does not fight the clouds. It does not try to push them away. It simply allows them to pass through. The sky remains blue and vast, even when it is hidden from view. Consider the ancient story of the man who was chased by a tiger. He ran until he reached the edge of a cliff. To escape the tiger, he climbed down a vine and hung there, suspended between the predator above and a jagged drop below. As he hung there, two mice, one white and one black, began to gnaw at the vine. At that moment, he saw a wild strawberry growing from the cliff face. He reached out, plucked the strawberry, and ate it. He said to himself, "How sweet this strawberry tastes." This story is a teaching about the nature of our lives. The tiger is our past, chasing us with its memories. The drop below is our future, with its inevitable end. The black and white mice are day and night, eating away at the time we have left. The strawberry is the present moment. Even in the middle of extreme tension, even when the storm is at its peak, there is the sweetness of the present moment. The anxiety wants to pull us away from the strawberry. It wants us to focus only on the tiger or the fall. But acceptance means eating the strawberry while hanging from the vine. Let us return to the body. Feel the rhythm of your heart again. It is a tireless servant. It has been beating since before you were born, and it will continue to beat until your final moment. It does not ask for permission. It does not worry about the next beat. It simply functions in a state of perfect trust. Your breath, too, is a lesson in trust. You do not have to remind yourself to breathe. When you go to sleep, the breath continues. It is a bridge between the conscious and the unconscious. When we are anxious, we try to take control of things that are meant to be free. We try to micromanage the universe. We try to force the river to flow faster or slower. This effort is the source of our exhaustion. Think of the tension in your spirit as a knot in a piece of string. If you pull on both ends of the string with all your strength, the knot only gets tighter. It becomes hard and small and nearly impossible to undo. This is what we do when we fight our anxiety. We pull on the string, we struggle and strain, and the knot of our conflict becomes a permanent fixture in our lives. But if we want to undo the knot, we must do the opposite. We must create slack. We must move our hands closer together. We must loosen our grip. We must allow the string to be soft. Only then can the knot be unraveled. Only then can the string become straight and smooth again. Acceptance is the act of creating slack. It is the decision to stop pulling. It is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate form of strength. It takes a warrior's heart to look at a storm and say, "You are here, and I will not fight you." It takes a sage's wisdom to look at a pain in the chest and say, "I feel you, and you are allowed to be here." When we stop resisting, the energy that was used for the struggle is suddenly returned to us. We feel a surge of vitality. We feel a strange sense of relief, even if the external situation hasn't changed. The conflict was never with the world. The conflict was always within our own will. Visualize the source of your anxiety now as a dark, swirling mist in the center of your being. See it clearly. Do not turn away. What does it look like? Is it a deep gray? Is it a bruised purple? Does it have sparks of red anger or the cold blue of sadness? Give it a shape, give it a texture. By visualizing it, you are stepping outside of it. You are no longer the mist, you are the one observing the mist. This is the first step of liberation. As you watch this inner storm, Notice how it shifts and changes. It is not a solid thing. It is a process. It is a collection of thoughts and sensations that are constantly in motion. It has no permanent self. It is a guest in your house, not the owner. As you sit with this image, begin to breathe into the spaces around the mist. Imagine your breath is like a warm, golden light that surrounds the darkness. You are not trying to blow the mist away. You are just giving it room. You are expanding the space of your consciousness so that the mist has more room to move. When the mist is cramped in a small space, it feels like a solid wall. But when you give it the entire sky, it becomes thin and transparent. This is the secret of the Zen masters. They do not have fewer problems than we do. They simply have a larger interior space. They have a sky that is big enough for any storm. The tension you feel in your spirit is often the result of a story you are telling yourself. We are all master storytellers. We weave complex narratives about why we are unhappy and who is to blame. We tell stories about our inadequacies and our failures. These stories are the fuel for the inner storm. Without the story, the anxiety is just a sensation in the body. It is just a fast heartbeat. It is just a tight muscle. It is the story that turns a sensation into a catastrophe. When we identify the source of the storm, we begin to see the stories for what they are. They are just words. They are just vibrations in the mind. They have no power over us unless we believe them. Imagine you are standing on a bridge over a fast-moving river. The river is full of debris. There are branches, old leaves, and bits of trash floating by. These are your thoughts and your anxieties. If you jump into the river to try and catch the debris, you will be swept away by the current. You will struggle and gasp for air. You will be battered by the very things you are trying to remove. But if you stay on the bridge, you can simply watch the debris go by. You see a branch of worry float under the bridge and disappear on the other side. You see a leaf of regret drift past. You are safe on the bridge. The bridge is your awareness. The river is the flow of your mind. You do not have to clean the river. You only have to stay on the bridge. As we conclude this phase of our journey, feel the tension in your body one more time. Is it still there? Perhaps it is, and that is perfectly fine. We are not looking for a magical disappearance. We are looking for a change in relationship. Look at the tightness in your shoulders and say to it, I see you. Look at the knot in your stomach and say, I feel you. You are part of my experience right now, and I will not push you away. I am big enough to hold you. I am strong enough to carry you. I am the mountain, and you are the clouds. The storm may continue to rage for a while. The wind may still whistle through the cracks. But you are no longer leaning against the door with all your weight. You have sat down on the floor. You have made a cup of tea. You are listening to the sound of the rain on the roof. The conflict is dissolving because the resistance is fading. You are beginning to understand that the storm is not an obstacle to your peace. The storm is the environment in which your peace is being forged. Like the lotus that needs the mud to grow, your tranquility needs the tension of the world to find its true depth. Stay here in this realization for a few moments. Let the words sink into your bones. Feel the slow, steady pulse of your life. You are here. You are alive. You are breathing. The storm is just a part of the vast, beautiful, and terrifying dance of existence. You are not the victim of the storm. You are the witness, and as the witness, you are already free. The weight is still there, but it is becoming lighter. The clouds are still there, but the sky is becoming visible through the gaps. We are moving from the identification of the storm toward the quiet power of acceptance. We are learning to walk through the mist without fear, knowing that the path is created with every step we take. Breathe. Just breathe. You are exactly where you need to be. The journey continues, and the light is closer than you think. In the silence that follows, let the echoes of the storm grow faint. Let the body rest in its own gravity. Let the spirit expand to the edges of the universe. You are the peace you have been seeking. You are the stillness at the heart of the storm. In the next chapter, we will learn how to let the rain wash away the dust of the plus world, moving from the recognition of anxiety into the deep waters of tranquility. But for now, just be. Just be the mountain. Just be the sky. Just be. The storm has passed, yet its echo remains in the heavy air. You find yourself standing at the edge of a great, ancient forest, where the trees are so tall they seem to hold up the very fabric of the heavens. The ground beneath your feet is no longer the jagged rock of the mountain path, but a soft, forgiving carpet of emerald moss and fallen pine needles. Each step you take is cushioned, a silent conversation between the earth and your weary souls. As you move forward, the mist that once felt blinding and cold begins to soften. It transforms into a gentle veil, a translucent silk that blurs the sharp edges of the world. You are entering the sanctuary now. This is not a place built of stone and mortar, though such a structure awaits you deep within the trees. This is the sanctuary of your own being, the quiet space that exists between two breaths, the stillness that remains when the noise of the world finally grows tired of its own shouting. Can you feel the shift in the air? It is cooler here, flavored with the scent of damp earth, crushed herbs, and the ancient, resinous heart of the cedar trees. There is a profound honesty in this scent. It does not try to impress you. It simply is. As you walk deeper into the grove, the light begins to change. The harsh, erratic flashes of the storm are gone, replaced by a steady, silver glow that filters through the canopy. This is the light of awareness, a light that does not judge what it touches. It falls upon the twisted root and the perfect flower with the same grace. It illuminates the decay of the fallen log and the vibrant life of the new sprout with equal tenderness. In the distance, the sound of a single stone bell resonates. It is a deep, hollow tone that vibrates in the center of your chest. It does not demand your attention, it invites it. It is the sound of a heart coming home. You follow the sound, walking with a slow, deliberate pace. There is no longer any need to hurry. The destination is not a point on a map, but a state of presence. With every step, you practice the art of letting go. You let go of the need to know what lies around the bend. You let go of the desire to be somewhere other than where you are. You let go of the conflict that has defined your inner world for so long. As you emerge from the thickest part of the woods, you see it. The Zen monastery sits nestled in the hollow of the valley like a bird in its nest. Its wooden beams are dark with age, polished by the hands of 1,000 monks and the gentle friction of the wind. The roof tiles are the color of a raven's wing, curved like the waves of a frozen sea. There are no walls here to keep the world out, only open walkways that invite the world in. You approach the entrance, a simple wooden gate that stands open. Above the gate, there are no words, only the empty space where words used to be. You pause at the threshold. This is the moment where the struggle ends. To enter this space, you must leave behind the heavy armor of your defenses. You must lay down the sword of your intellect and the shield of your ego. You step onto the polished wooden floor of the veranda. The wood is cool and smooth under your feet, carrying the wisdom of the forest from which it came. It hums with a low, grounding energy. You walk along the perimeter, watching the way the shadows stretch across the courtyard. In the center of the courtyard is a rock garden, a sea of fine grey gravel raked into perfect concentric circles around 3 large weathered stones. The patterns in the gravel represent the ripples in a pond, a visual manifestation of the mind in its natural state. When the mind is disturbed, the ripples are chaotic. When the mind is still, the ripples are harmonious. But even in their movement, They are part of the same water. You find a small woven mat placed near the edge of the garden. You sit. You do not sit to achieve anything. You do not sit to become enlightened. You do not sit to fix yourself. You sit simply to sit. As you settle into the posture, you feel the weight of your body sinking into the earth. Your spine rises like a young bamboo shoot, strong yet flexible, reaching toward the sky while remaining rooted in the ground. Your hands rest in your lap, one cradled in the other, thumbs lightly touching to form an oval. This is the cosmic mudra, a gesture of total inclusion. Everything is contained within this circle: your joy, your pain, your memories, your fears, the sound of the wind, the smell of the pine. Nothing is excluded. Now, we begin the work of acceptance. For so long, you have been at war with yourself. You have spent your days trying to push away the thoughts you do not like and pull closer the feelings you crave. You have treated your own mind like a battlefield, fighting against the shadows, trying to light a fire in a hurricane. But here, in the sanctuary of Zen, we learn a different way. We learn that conflict cannot be solved by more conflict. It can only be dissolved by acceptance. Close your eyes, or keep them half open, gazing softly at the raked gravel. Notice the thoughts that arise. Perhaps there is a lingering spark of anxiety, a small, sharp stone in the shoe of your mind. Do not try to cast it out. Do not try to crush it. Instead, look at it. See it for what it is. It is a thought. It is a movement of energy. It is a cloud passing through the vast, empty sky of your consciousness. When you fight a thought, you give it strength. You feed it with your resistance. But when you accept it, when you say to it, "I see you, and you are allowed to be here," something miraculous happens. The thought loses its edge. It begins to soften, like a lump of salt dissolving in a vast ocean. Imagine your mind is like a glass of muddy water. For years, you have been trying to clean water, by reaching in and picking out the specks of dirt. But your reaching only stirs the mud, making the water darker and more turbulent. The Zen way is to simply set the glass down. You leave it alone. You do not touch it. You do not judge it for being muddy. You just watch. And in the stillness, the mud begins to settle of its own accord. The heavy particles sink to the bottom. The water becomes clear, not because you forced it to be, but because you stopped interfering with its natural process. This is the first light of awareness. It is the realization that you are not the mud. You are the water. You are the clarity that remains when the agitation ceases. As you sit, you may feel the old habit of conflict trying to reassert itself. A memory of a mistake might surface, bringing with it the cold sting of regret. A worry about the future might drift in, casting a long shadow over your peace. When these things happen, do not panic. Do not think you have failed. The mind is a weaver. It is its nature to weave. Your task is not to stop the weaving, but to stop getting tangled in the threads. Breathe in and acknowledge the presence of the conflict. Breathe out and grant it permission to exist. You are like the master of a great house who sits at the door. Many guests arrive. Some are beautiful and carry gifts. Others are ragged and carry burdens. You do not turn anyone away. You greet them all with the same quiet bow. You let them enter and you let them leave. You do not follow them into the rooms of your house. You do not try to change their clothes or rewrite their stories. You remain at the door, steady, unmoving, and deeply aware. As the minutes pass, the silence of the sanctuary begins to seep into your bones. It is a living silence. It is filled with the soft rustle of the wind in the pines, the distant clack of a bamboo water pipe, and the rhythmic sound of your own breath. Your breath is the bridge between the inner and the outer. It is the anchor that keeps you in the present moment. Feel the cool air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, expanding your chest. Feel the warm air leaving your body, carrying with it the tension you no longer need to hold. In this state of acceptance, the boundary between you and the world begins to thin. You realize that the conflict you felt was not between you and the world, but between your ideas of how things should be and the reality of how they are. Acceptance is the bridge that closes this gap. When you accept the reality of this moment, the conflict has nowhere to stand. It vanishes like mist in the morning sun. You are no longer a person trying to find peace. You are the peace itself. The light in the courtyard is shifting now. The silver glow is turning into a pale gold. The first ray of the sun touches the top of the tallest stone in the garden. It is a moment of profound beauty, a silent celebration of the new day. This light is the light of your own awareness, finally breaking through the clouds of your confusion. It does not reveal a new world. It reveals the world as it has always been, beautiful and complete, exactly as it is. You look at the stones in the garden. They have been there for decades, perhaps centuries. They have endured the heat of the summer and the weight of the winter snow. They do not complain. They do not wish they were trees or birds. They are perfectly content to be stones. There is a great power in this contentment. It is the power of being. When you accept yourself as you are, with all your perceived flaws and imperfections, you tap into this same power. You become as solid and unshakable as the stone, yet as light and fluid as the air. Think of the conflict you carried here. Think of the knots in your stomach and the tightness in your throat. Where are they now? They have not been defeated, they have been understood. You have looked at them with the eyes of compassion, and in that looking, they have transformed. A knot is only a string that has lost its way. When you stop pulling at the ends, the string relaxes. It returns to its natural state. The sanctuary is very quiet now. Even the birds seem to have hushed their songs to witness the birth of this clarity. You feel a sense of space within you that you have never known before. It is as if a heavy weight has been lifted from your shoulders, or a dark veil has been pulled back from your eyes. You see the world with a freshness, a childlike wonder. The texture of the wood, the color of the moss, the taste of the air, everything is vibrant and alive. This is the essence of Zen tranquility. It is not an escape from life, but a deep dive into it. It is the ability to remain still in the midst of movement, to remain silent in the midst of noise. It is the understanding that you are the sky, and everything else, the storms, the clouds, the birds, the stars, is just the weather. The weather changes, but the sky remains. The sky does not hate the storm, nor does it cling to the sun. It accepts everything that passes through it, and because it accepts everything, it remains forever vast and free. As you sit on your mat, let this realization settle into your heart. You do not need to do anything to be whole. You were born whole. You do not need to go anywhere to find peace. Peace is your original nature. The conflict was only a dream, a story you told yourself because you forgot who you were. But now, in the light of awareness, you are waking up. You are remembering. The stone bell sounds again, its tone even more resonant than before. It signals the end of this period of sitting, but it does not signal the end of your peace. You carry the sanctuary within you now. The wooden beams, the raked gravel, the ancient trees, and the golden light. They are all parts of your own mind. Wherever you go, you are in the sanctuary. Whatever you do, you are practicing acceptance. Slowly, very slowly, you begin to move. You uncross your legs, feeling the blood return to your limbs like a warm tide. You press your palms together in a gesture of gratitude. You bow to the garden, to the stones, and to the light. You bow to yourself, for having the courage to walk this path, for having the strength to lay down your arms and embrace the silence. As you stand up, you feel light, almost weightless. Your movements are graceful and effortless. You walk back toward the gate, but you do not leave the peace behind. You take it with you, a quiet flame burning steadily in the lantern of your soul. The mist has completely vanished now, and the world is sharp and clear. The path ahead is visible, winding through the trees and down toward the valley. You know that there will be more storms in the future. There will be more challenges and more moments of doubt, but you are no longer afraid. You have learned the secret of the sanctuary. You have learned that acceptance is the ultimate power. It is the water that wears away the stone. It is the silence that swallows the scream. It is the light that dissolves the shadow. As you walk out of the gate and back into the forest, you feel a deep sense of connection to everything around you. You are the tree. You are the moss. You are the wind. There is no longer any conflict because there is no longer any separation. You are at home in the universe. You are at home in yourself. The journey continues, but the character of the journey has changed. It is no longer a struggle to reach a destination. It is a dance. It is a celebration of the present moment. You walk with a soft smile on your lips and a deep stillness in your heart. You are moving toward deeper levels of relaxation and sleep, but for now, you simply enjoy the walk. You enjoy the rhythm of your breathing. You enjoy the feeling of the earth beneath your feet. The first light of awareness has grown into a steady, radiant sun. It warms your skin and illuminates your path. It shines on the road ahead, showing you that there is nothing to fear. Everything is as it should be. You are exactly where you need to be. The sanctuary is always open. The silence is always waiting. All you have to do is step inside. In the chapters to come, we will go even deeper. We will move from this tranquility into a state of profound relaxation, where the body and mind become one with the stillness. We will learn to let go of the last remnants of effort, allowing ourselves to drift into the deep, healing waters of sleep. But for this moment, just savor the clarity. Savor the peace that comes from acceptance. You have found the quiet center. You have stepped into the sanctuary of Zen. The shadows of the trees play across the path, creating intricate patterns of light and dark. You watch them without trying to interpret them. They are just patterns, beautiful and fleeting. Your mind is like a mirror, reflecting everything but holding on to nothing. The mirror does not get dirty from the images it reflects, remains pure and clear. You hear the sound of a distant stream, the water tumbling over rocks with a cheerful, musical sound. It reminds you that life is always flowing, always changing, yet always the same. You are that water. You are that flow. You move around the obstacles with ease, never losing your way, always heading toward the great ocean of being. Take one more deep breath, feeling the air fill every corner of your being. As you exhale, let out a long, slow sigh. Let go of the last bit of tension in your shoulders. Let go of the last bit of tightness in your jaw. You are completely at peace. You are completely safe. You are completely loved. The light of awareness is within you. It is you. It can never be extinguished. It can never be taken away. It is the eternal flame of your own consciousness, shining brightly in the sanctuary of your soul. Rest in this light. Walk in this light. Be this light. As the sun rises higher, the forest begins to wake up. The birds call to each other from the branches, their voices clear and bright. The squirrels scamper across the forest floor, busy with their morning tasks. The world is full of life, and you are a part of it all. There is no conflict here. There is only the grand, unfolding symphony of existence, and you are one of its most beautiful notes. Continue your walk, slow and steady. There is no rush. There is only this step, and then the next. Each step is a prayer. Each step is a meditation. Each step is an act of acceptance. You are the path, and you are the traveler. You are the sanctuary, and you are the seeker. Everything you have been looking for is already here, within you, in this very moment. The tranquility of the Zen sanctuary is now your constant companion. It is a well of peace that you can drink from whenever you are thirsty. It is a shield of stillness that protects you from the arrows of the world. It is the foundation upon which you will build the rest of your journey. Breathe. Just breathe. You are the mountain, you are the sky, you are the light, you are the peace you have been seeking. The first light of awareness has dawned, and the day is full of promise. In the silence that follows, let the truth of this moment sink deep into your heart. You are whole. You are free. You are at peace. As we move toward the next phase of our journey, remember this feeling. Remember the coolness of the wood, the scent of the cedar, and the clarity of the light. This is your true home. This is where you belong. The journey continues, but you are already there. You have arrived. You are home. The silence deepens, but it is a comfortable, welcoming silence. It is the silence of a mother watching her sleeping child. It is the silence of the stars watching over the earth. It is the silence of your own soul resting in the arms of the infinite. You are ready now, ready to move deeper into the quiet, ready to let go of the world of form and enter the world of spirit, ready to transform tranquility into deep, restorative sleep. But for now, just be. Just be in the light. Just be in the peace. Just be. The breath is a bridge that carries us from the shore of the busy world to the quiet island of the soul. As you sit or lie here in this sacred space we have created together, feel the weight of your body settling into the earth. There is no need to hurry. There is no destination other than this very moment. You have arrived at the threshold of a deeper understanding, a place where the noise of the mind begins to fade into the soft hum of existence. We are moving now into the heart of tranquility, where the ancient wisdom of the Zen masters waits for us like a flickering candle in a still room. The light is soft, the air is cool, your heart is open. In this space, we will explore the mystery of acceptance and how it acts as a solvent for the conflicts that keep us awake at night. Let the rhythm of my voice be the gentle current of a stream, carrying you further into the forest of your own inner peace. Imagine a morning long ago, wrapped in a blanket of thick silver mist. We find ourselves on a narrow mountain path, winding through a forest of towering cedars that seem to touch the very floor of heaven. The air is heavy with the scent of damp moss, wet stone, and the sharp, clean fragrance of pine needles. The only sound is the rhythmic crunch of straw sandals on the gravel and the distant, low roar of a river swollen by the spring rains. Two figures move through this landscape with steady, deliberate steps. They are monks, dressed in simple robes of indigo cotton that have faded to the color of the twilight sky. The elder monk, Tanzan, walks with a relaxed grace, his eyes soft and his face as calm as the surface of a mountain lake. Behind him follows the younger monk, Aikido, whose brow is slightly furrowed, his steps a little more rigid, his mind clearly occupied with the many rules and precepts he has sworn to uphold. They walk in a silence that is not empty, but full of the presence of the forest. Every few steps, a drop of dew falls from a cedar branch, hitting a broad leaf with a tiny, percussive thud. The mist swirls around their ankles like ghostly silk. For the younger monk, this silence is a discipline, a task to be mastered. For the elder monk, the silence is simply the natural state of the world, as effortless as breathing. They are traveling to a distant temple, and the journey requires them to cross a wide, rushing river that cuts through the valley ahead. As they approach the bank, the sound of the water grows louder, a powerful, churning white noise that fills the air and vibrates in the chest. The river is high, the water muddy and turbulent, swirling around jagged rocks and fallen logs. There, standing at the edge of the muddy crossing, is a young woman. She is dressed in a beautiful silk kimono, the color of a ripening peach, with intricate embroidery of golden cranes. Her hair is styled with care, held in place by polished wooden combs, but her face is a mask of distress. She stares at the rushing water, her small feet in delicate sandals hovering at the edge of the thick, oozing mud. She cannot cross without ruining her fine clothes, and the current is far too strong for her to manage alone. She is trapped by her circumstances, caught between where she is and where she needs to be. The two monks reach the bank and stop. The younger monk, Aikido, looks at the woman and then quickly looks away. He remembers his vows. He remembers the strict rules of his order which forbid a monk from touching a woman, or even speaking to one in such a setting. To him, the woman is a distraction, a potential stain on his purity, a conflict between his duty to the path and the reality standing before him. He tightens his grip on his walking staff and prepares to wade through the water, ignoring her presence entirely, convinced that this is the righteous way to handle the situation. But Tanzan, the elder, does not hesitate. He does not look at the woman with judgment or with fear. He sees only a person in need. Without a word, he walks over to her, his face radiating a simple, profound kindness. He stoops down, and with a strength that belies his age, he picks her up and carries her across his back. He steps into the cold, churning water, his feet finding purchase on the slippery stones beneath the surface. He moves slowly, mindfully, feeling the weight of the woman, the pressure of the current against his legs, and the spray of the river on his face. He accepts the moment exactly as it is. He accepts the mud on his robes. He accepts the weight on his shoulders. He accepts the breaking of a formal rule in favor of a higher compassion. When they reach the other side, Tanzan sets the woman down on the dry grass. She bows deeply to him, her eyes filled with gratitude, and then she turns and continues on her way. Tanzan simply nods, adjusts his robes, and begins walking up the mountain path again. The younger monk, Aikido, follows him, but his mind is no longer on the path. He is a whirlwind of internal conflict. He is shocked, offended, and deeply confused. He thinks to himself, how could he do that? How could a master of our order touch a woman, let alone carry her? Does he not care for the precepts? Is he not afraid of the consequences? The miles pass in a silence that has changed its character. It is no longer the peaceful silence of the forest, but a heavy, brooding silence, born of the younger monk's judgment. Every step Aikido takes is fueled by this inner fire. He replayed the scene over and over in his mind. He saw the peach-colored kimono, he felt the weight of the rule being broken, and he nurtured his own sense of moral superiority. The more he thought about it, the more the conflict grew within him. He was no longer in the forest. He was no longer on the mountain. He was trapped in a prison of his own thoughts, carrying a burden far heavier than any human being. The sun began to dip behind the western peaks, casting long purple shadows across the trail. The air grew colder, and the evening birds began their melancholy songs. Finally, unable to contain himself any longer, the younger monk burst out with his frustration. "Master," he cried, his voice trembling with indignation, "why did you do that? You know our rules. We are monks. We are not supposed to go near women. And yet you picked her up and carried her on your shoulders. How could you disregard our sacred vows so easily?" Tanzan stopped walking. He turned slowly to face the younger monk, his expression filled with a gentle, shimmering compassion. He looked at Aikido, not with anger, but with the pity one might feel for someone carrying a heavy stone for no reason. He spoke softly, his words landing like fallen leaves on the surface of a pond. "Brother," he said, "I set that woman down on the riverbank hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" In that moment, the world stood still for the younger monk. The rushing of his thoughts ceased. The fire of his judgment was extinguished by the cool water of a sudden, piercing insight. He realized that while Tanzan had carried the physical weight of the woman for a few minutes, he, Aikido, had been carrying the mental image of her, the judgment of the act, and the conflict of the broken rule for miles. He had been carrying a burden that didn't exist in the present moment. He had been fighting a war within himself, while the elder monk had been walking in peace. This is the essence of acceptance. Acceptance is not about agreeing with everything that happens or being passive in the face of the world. It is the profound recognition of what is actually happening in the present moment, without the added weight of our judgments, our resistances, and our stories. When Tanzan picked up the woman, he accepted the reality of her need and the reality of the river. He did not argue with the moment. He did not create a conflict between the rule and the reality. He acted from a place of wholeness, and when the act was finished, he let it go. He did not cling to the past. He did not carry the woman into the future. We are often like the younger monk. We carry our conflicts with us long after the events that caused them have passed. We carry the memory of an insult, the sting of a failure, the anxiety of a future that hasn't arrived. We carry these things in our minds, in our hearts, and in the very cells of our bodies. This internal carrying is what creates the tension that keeps us from sleep. It is the conflict between how things are and how we think they should be. We are at war with reality, and in that war, we are always the ones who suffer. Think of your own life, your own day. What are you still carrying? Is there a conversation you are replaying in your head, trying to find a better ending? Is there a mistake you made that you are still punishing yourself for? Is there a fear about tomorrow that you are holding on to as if it were a shield? These are the women we are carrying on our shoulders long after we have left the riverbank. We think that by thinking about them, by worrying about them, or by judging them, we are doing something useful. But in truth, we are only exhausting ourselves. We are cluttering our inner temple with furniture that doesn't belong there. Acceptance is the act of setting the burden down. It is the realization that the river has already been crossed. The woman is gone. The moment has passed. To accept is to say to the universe, I see what is happening, and I stop fighting it. This does not mean we do not seek change or act with justice. It means we act from a place of clarity rather than a place of conflict. When we stop resisting the present moment, we find that we have a sudden, vast reservoir of energy that was previously being used up by our internal struggle. Imagine the relief of the younger monk in that moment of insight. It was as if a heavy pack had been cut from his back. He could finally see the trees again. He could finally hear the birds. He could finally feel the cool evening air on his skin. He was back in the present. He was back home. The conflict had dissolved because he saw that the conflict was entirely of his own making. The elder monk hadn't created the conflict. The rules hadn't created the conflict. The conflict was created by the younger monk's refusal to accept the reality of what had occurred. As you breathe now, let each exhale be a setting down of a burden. Imagine yourself standing on that riverbank with Tanzan and Aikido. Feel the cool mist on your face. Hear the roar of the water. Now, look into your own mind and find one thing you have been carrying today. Perhaps it is a small worry, or perhaps it is a large, heavy sorrow. Look at it without judgment. See it for what it is: a thought, a memory, a story. It is not the reality of this moment. In this moment, you are safe. In this moment, you are resting. In this moment, there is no river to cross and no one to carry. Say to yourself, I set this down. I leave it at the riverbank. I do not need to carry it into the night. I do not need to carry it into my dreams. I accept that it happened, and I accept that it is over. As you do this, feel the physical sensation of release in your body. Perhaps your shoulders drop a fraction of an inch. Perhaps the muscles in your jaw soften. Perhaps the space behind your eyes feels a little wider, a little cooler. This is the beginning of tranquility. This is the core of the koan. The insight is not something you have to work for. It is something that happens when you stop working so hard to resist the truth. The truth is that life is a series of crossings. Sometimes the water is calm, and sometimes it is a torrent. Sometimes we follow the rules, and sometimes compassion calls us to step beyond them. But whatever the crossing, it is meant to be experienced and then released. The Zen path teaches us that we are like a mirror. A mirror reflects everything that passes before it. It reflects the beautiful flower and the rotting leaf. It reflects the bright sun and the dark cloud. But the mirror does not cling to any of these images. When the flower is gone, the mirror is empty again. When the cloud passes, the mirror remains clear. The mirror has no conflict because it has no attachment. It accepts everything and keeps nothing. You are the mirror. Your true nature is the vast, clear sky that allows the clouds to pass through without being changed by them. The conflicts of your mind are just clouds. They are temporary formations of vapor and light. They have no power over the sky unless the sky tries to hold on to them. When you practice acceptance, you are returning to your nature as the sky. You are letting the clouds be clouds, and you are letting the sky be the sky. There is a profound peace in this. It is the peace of the mountain that does not move when the storm hits. It is the peace of the ocean depths that remains still, even when the surface is whipped into foam by the wind. As we move deeper into this night, let the story of the two monks sink into your subconscious. Let it be a reminder whenever you feel the weight of inner conflict. Ask yourself, am I still carrying the woman? Am I still at the river? If the answer is yes, simply breathe and set her down. There is no guilt in having carried her. There is only the opportunity to let her go now. The path ahead is long, and you will need your strength for the journey. You do not need to waste it on shadows and echoes. The silence in the room now is like the silence on the mountain after the monks have passed. It is a rich, fertile silence. It is the silence of acceptance. In this silence, the body knows how to heal. In this silence, the mind knows how to rest. The conflict has dissolved, leaving behind a clear, open space. This space is where tranquility lives. It is a quiet room in the center of your being, where the lamp of awareness burns with a steady, unwavering flame. The walls of this room are made of let go. The floor is made of right now. The ceiling is made of always was. Feel the rhythm of your heart, beating without your effort. Feel the lungs expanding and contracting, a silent tide within you. You do not have to tell your heart to beat. You do not have to tell your lungs to breathe. You accept their work, and they sustain you. This is the ultimate acceptance. You are being lived by a power far greater than your individual will. When you align yourself with this power, when you stop fighting the flow of life, you enter a state of grace. This grace is the end of conflict. It is the beginning of a sleep so deep and so restorative that it feels like a return to the source of all things. The elder monk, Tanzan, is still walking in your mind. He is walking with a light step, his indigo robes swaying gently. He is not thinking about the woman. He is not thinking about the younger monk's anger. He is simply walking. He is aware of the scent of the evening jasmine. He is aware of the first star appearing in the velvet sky. He is aware of the coolness of the earth beneath his feet. He is entirely present. He is entirely at peace. You can walk with him. You can be that peace. Every conflict you have ever faced was a teacher, pointing you toward this realization. Every moment of tension was an invitation to practice the art of letting go. The river was not an obstacle. It was an opportunity for kindness. The rule was not a prison. It was a framework that highlighted the beauty of spontaneous compassion. The younger monk's anger was not a failure. It was the necessary friction that led to the spark of insight. Everything has its place. Everything belongs. When you accept this, the world stops being a battlefield and starts being a garden. Even the parts of yourself that you find difficult to accept, your fears, your regrets, your perceived weaknesses, even these belong in the garden. When you stop fighting them, they lose their power to disturb you. They become like the thorns on a rose bush. They are part of the plant, but they do not take away from the beauty of the flower. You can accept your own humanity, with all its messiness and its contradictions. You can be the monk who carries the woman, and you can be the monk who learns to let her go. You are both, and you are neither. You are the awareness that witnesses it all. As the night deepens, let the details of the story fade, leaving only the feeling of lightness. The mountain, the river, the silk kimono, the indigo robes. Let them all dissolve into the soft darkness. You are drifting now, floating on the gentle current of your own acceptance. The conflict is a distant memory, a pebble dropped into a deep well. The ripples have smoothed out. The surface is still. You are entering the realm of pure tranquility, where the core koan of your own life is being answered in the silence. The answer is not a word. The answer is a state of being. It is the state of being completely at home in your own skin, in this moment, in this breath. It is the state of knowing that you have already arrived. You are not waiting for peace to happen. You are the peace that is already here, beneath the noise, beneath the stories. You are the stillness at the center of the turning wheel. Rest in this stillness. Let it wrap around you like a warm, soft cloak. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to solve. The woman has been set down. The river has been crossed. The mountain path has led you to this quiet temple of sleep. The doors are open. The incense is burning low. The pillows are soft and welcoming. You are safe. You are accepted. You are free. In the vastness of this acceptance, conflict cannot survive. It is like a flame without oxygen. It simply flickers out, leaving only the warmth of the embers. You are that warmth. You are that quiet glow. As you drift closer to the edge of sleep, remember that you can always return to this riverbank. You can always choose to set the burden down. The power of acceptance is always within you, a quiet strength that never fails. It is the key that unlocks every door. It is the light that clears every shadow. Sleep now, with the wisdom of the master and the fresh insight of the student. Sleep with the realization that you are already whole. The journey of the day is done. The journey of the night is beginning. It is a journey into the deep, dark, beautiful waters of the soul, where all conflicts are dissolved in the ocean of infinite peace. You are the water. You are the ocean. You are the peace. Just be. Just rest. Just let go. The world is in good hands. You are in good hands. The silence is your song. The darkness is your light. Sleep and be at peace. Sleep and know that you are loved. Sleep and accept the gift of this perfect, silent moment. The path is clear. The way is open. You are home. You are home. You are home. Welcome, traveler of the inner light. You have arrived at a sacred threshold, where the noise of the world begins to fade into a soft, golden hum. In the previous stages of our journey, we acknowledged the weight of the day and allowed the first ripples of peace to touch our weary minds. Now, we move deeper into the heart of the sanctuary. This is the stage of tranquility, a place where the air is thin and pure, and the only sound is the rhythm of your own heart, beating in harmony with the universe. Here, we do not run from our thoughts, nor do we fight them. We simply become the observer, the silent witness to the dance of existence. Prepare your spirit to enter the hall of the silver mirror, where the dust of conflict is wiped away by the gentle hand of acceptance. You are home. You are home. You are home. The echo of these words lingers in the air, like the scent of sandalwood after a flame has been extinguished. It is a soft, persistent resonance that fills the space around you, wrapping you in a blanket of safety and belonging. As you lie here or sit in the stillness of your room, imagine that you are standing at the edge of a great ancient forest, just as the first light of dawn begins to touch the tops of the tallest pines. The air is cool and moist, carrying the fragrance of damp earth, moss, and the sweet, sharp breath of cedar. There is a path before you, paved with smooth, grey stones that have been worn down by the feet of thousands of seekers who came before you. Each stone is a testament to the journey of the soul, a reminder that you are never truly alone on this path. As you take your first imaginary step onto this path, feel the ground beneath you. It is firm and supportive. You do not need to hurry. There is nowhere else to be and nothing else to do. The world you left behind, with its deadlines, its worries, and its endless demands, has dissolved into a faint mist behind you. With every step, your body becomes lighter. Shoulders, which have carried the invisible weight of 1,000 responsibilities, begin to soften and drop. The tension in your neck dissolves like salt in warm water. You are entering the realm of Phase 2, the phase of tranquility, where we begin the delicate work of cleaning the mirror of the soul. In the center of this forest, there is a small wooden pavilion. It is simple, elegant, and open to the elements. In the center of the pavilion stands a large, circular mirror made of polished silver. This mirror represents your mind. When you were a child, this mirror was perfectly clear, reflecting the world with absolute precision and joy. But as the years passed, the winds of life blew dust across its surface. Every conflict, every unfulfilled desire, every moment of anger or fear left a tiny speck of dust. Over time, these specks accumulated, forming a grey film that obscured the reflection. You began to see the world not as it is, but through the distortion of this dust. You began to believe that the dust was the mirror itself. Inner conflict is nothing more than the friction caused by trying to see through a clouded glass. We struggle because we want the reflection to be different. We want the world to be brighter or ourselves to be better. But the dust prevents us from seeing the inherent perfection that lies beneath. Acceptance is the soft silk cloth that we use to clean this mirror. It is not an act of force. You do not scrub the mirror with aggression. If you scrub too hard, you risk scratching the silver. Instead, you use a touch as light as a falling leaf. You acknowledge the dust. You look at it and say, "I see you. I accept that you are here." And in that very act of recognition, the dust begins to lose its grip. Imagine yourself standing before this silver mirror now. Look at the reflections shifting on its surface. See the shadows of your thoughts moving like clouds across a summer sky. Perhaps there is a thought of a mistake you made today. Perhaps there is a thought of a conversation that left you feeling uneasy. Do not push these thoughts away. If you push them, they will only push back. Instead, imagine your hand reaching out with that silk cloth of acceptance. Gently, slowly, you wipe the surface. You watch as a small patch of clarity appears. In that clear space, you see a glimpse of your true nature. It is bright. It is still. It is infinitely peaceful. The process of cleaning the soul is rhythmic, like the breathing of the ocean. Inhale and acknowledge the thought. Exhale and wipe the mirror. Inhale and feel the conflict. Exhale and let it go. There is a profound beauty in this silence between thoughts. We often fear the silence because we think it is an empty void, a nothingness that will swallow us whole. But in the Zen tradition, this emptiness is not a lack of something. It is a fullness of everything. It is the womb of all possibility. When you find the gap between one thought and the next, you are touching the eternal. You are standing in the space where time does not exist. Listen to the sounds of the forest around the pavilion. There is a small stream nearby, the water trickling over smooth pebbles with a sound like silver bells. The water does not argue with the rocks in its path. It does not try to move them or break them. It simply flows around them, accepting their presence, finding the path of least resistance. This is the essence of tranquility. It is the realization that conflict only exists when we resist the flow of life. When we accept the rocks in our stream, the water becomes clear and calm. The friction disappears, and in its place, there is only the music of the journey. As you continue to clean the mirror of your soul, notice how the light in the pavilion is changing. The sun is rising higher, and the beams of light are catching the dust motes in the air. Even the dust has its own beauty when seen in the right light. This is a core truth of the path. Even our conflicts, our sorrows, and our flaws have a place in the tapestry of our lives. When we stop judging them as bad or wrong, they become part of the landscape. They become the shadows that give depth to the light. Acceptance dissolves conflict because it removes the division between the self and the experience. You are no longer the person fighting the thought. You are the space in which the thought exists. Consider the story of the two monks standing by a flag waving in the wind. One monk says, "The flag is moving." The other monk says, "The wind is moving." The master walks by and says, "Neither the flag nor the wind is moving. It is your mind that is moving." When your mind is still, the conflict of the world ceases to agitate you. The mirror does not move when the reflection changes. The mirror remains still, whether it reflects a storm or a sunset. You are the mirror. The events of your life are merely the reflections. By cleaning the mirror, you are not changing the world. You are changing your relationship to it. You are finding the beauty in the stillness that remains when the movement of the mind slows down. Feel the weight of your body again. Feel the way the air moves in and out of your lungs. Each breath is a wave of tranquility washing over you. Imagine this wave starting at the top of your head and moving slowly down to your toes. It carries away the last remnants of the day's noise. It smooths out the wrinkles in your mind. You are becoming like a deep, still lake in the mountains. The surface is so calm that it perfectly reflects the stars above. There is no wind to disturb the water. There are no fish jumping to break the silence. There is only the vast, dark expanse of the water and the infinite height of the sky. In this state of tranquility, you begin to realize that the mirror was never truly dirty. The dust was an illusion, a temporary veil. Your true nature has always been clear, always been pure, always been at peace. The act of cleaning is simply a way to remember what you have always known. It is a returning to the source. You are finding beauty in the silence between thoughts because that silence is who you really are. The thoughts are just visitors. They come and they go, like guests in a mountain hut. You are the host. You greet them with kindness, you offer them a place to rest, and then you watch them depart. You do not cling to them, and you do not ask them to stay. As you drift deeper into this meditative state, let the image of the pavilion fade. You are no longer standing, you are floating. You are floating in a sea of soft blue light. This light is the essence of acceptance. It is warm, comforting, and boundless. It penetrates every cell of your body, dissolving any lingering knots of tension. You can feel your heartbeat slowing down, matching the slow, deep pulse of the earth itself. There is a sense of profound safety here. You are held by the universe, supported by the same laws that keep the planets in their orbits and the seasons in their cycle. Acceptance is not a passive state. It is a courageous act of the heart. It takes strength to stop fighting. It takes wisdom to realize that the struggle is what causes the pain, not the situation itself. When you accept the present moment exactly as it is, you are reclaiming your power. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your own inner landscape. The conflict dissolves because there is no longer an enemy to fight. There is only the flow, and you are part of that flow. You are the river, the mountain, and the sky. The silence between your thoughts is growing longer now. It is a rich, fertile silence. In this space, there is no judgment. There is no good or bad, no right or wrong. There is only being, just being. You are breathing in peace, and you are breathing out tranquility. The mirror of your soul is shining with a soft, steady radiance. It reflects the beauty of the universe without distortion. You see the interconnectedness of all things. You see that your breath is the same breath that moves through the trees and the clouds. You see that your peace is the peace of the entire world. As we transition toward the deeper stages of relaxation and sleep, hold on to this feeling of a clean mirror. Know that you can return to this pavilion whenever the world feels too loud or the dust begins to settle again. The silk cloth of acceptance is always in your hand. The silence is always waiting for you between your thoughts. You are the stillness. You are the clarity. You are the tranquility. The night is deep now, and the shadows are soft. The forest is quiet, and the silver mirror in the pavilion is reflecting the gentle light of the moon. Every leaf is still. Every bird is asleep in its nest. The world is at rest, and you are at rest with it. There is no more conflict. There is no more struggle. There is only the smooth, cool surface of the mirror and the infinite depth of the silence. Let your mind drift now. Let the words become like distant music, fading into the background of your consciousness. You are moving into a space of total relaxation, where the body feels as light as a feather and the mind is as clear as a mountain spring. The mirror is clean. The soul is at peace. The beauty of the silence is all around you, and it is within you. Sleep is beckoning, a soft and welcoming darkness that promises renewal and healing. As you descend into this darkness, remember that you are the light that illuminates the mirror. You are the consciousness that experiences the silence. You are the peace that surpasses all understanding. The journey of the day has led you to this moment of perfect tranquility. Accept it. Embrace it. Let it carry you into the deep, restorative waters of sleep. The silence is your song. The darkness is your light. The mirror is clear. You are whole. You are complete. You are free. In the silence between your thoughts, you have found the truth. Acceptance has dissolved the conflict, and only peace remains. This peace is your birthright. This peace is your home. Rest now in the beauty of the void. Rest in the clarity of the soul. Rest in the infinite embrace of the universe. As the last echoes of thought fade away, notice the subtle texture of the silence. It is not a cold silence, but one that is warm and vibrant with life. It is like the stillness of a forest floor, where 1,000 unseen things are growing in the dark, rich soil. Your tranquility is a living thing. It is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. By cleaning the mirror tonight, you are preparing yourself to meet the world tomorrow with fresh eyes and a steady heart. But for now, there is no tomorrow. There is only this moment, this breath, this stillness. The silver mirror reflects the stars, and the stars reflect the light within you. There is no boundary between the inside and the outside. The inner conflict has dissolved because the walls of the ego have softened. You are no longer a separate island in a vast ocean. You are the ocean itself, experiencing itself as a wave. The wave rises and the wave falls, but the ocean remains unchanged. You are the depth that remains still, even when the surface is moved by the wind. Let the rhythm of your breath be your anchor. Each inhalation is a gift of life. Each exhalation is an act of letting go. You are breathing in the stars, and you are breathing out the light. The mirror is so clean now that it seems to disappear. There is no longer a distinction between the mirror and the reflection. There is only the light. There is only the peace. There is only the silence. As you drift toward the edge of sleep, feel the immense gratitude that comes from total acceptance. Gratitude for the breath, gratitude for the stillness, and gratitude for the journey. You have traveled far today, and you have found the sanctuary you were seeking. It was always here, waiting for you to quiet the mind and clean the mirror. Glass. You are the master of this space. You are the guardian of this peace. The world is a dream, and you are the dreamer. In this dream of tranquility, everything is as it should be. Every conflict has been resolved. Every question has been answered by the silence. There is nothing left to seek and nothing left to find. You are already there. You have arrived. The mirror is clear, and the soul is resting in the beauty of its own reflection. Sleep now, surrounded by the soft silver light of the mirror. Sleep in the knowledge that you are safe, you are loved, and you are at peace. The silence is waiting to hold you. The darkness is waiting to heal you. The mirror is clean, and the journey is complete. You are the peace. You are the silence. You are the light. Sleep and be still. Sleep and be free. Sleep and know that all is well. All is well. All is well. The pavilion in the forest is now bathed in the softest moonlight, and the silver mirror glows with a quiet, inner radiance. The air is perfectly still. The scent of the ancient pines is a gentle lullaby. You are drifting, floating, sinking into the softest clouds of rest. The mirror of your soul is a window into the infinite. Through it, you see the eternal dance of the stars. You see the birth and death of galaxies, and you realize that you are part of it all. There is no conflict in the stars. There is no struggle in the turning of the earth. There is only the grand, silent movement of existence. You are that movement. You are that silence. You are that peace. The mirror is clean. The soul is tranquil. The beauty is everywhere. In the space between your thoughts, you have found the kingdom of heaven. It is not a place you go to. It is a state of being you return to. You are home. You are home. You are home. The journey of the night continues, leading you deeper into the heart of the mystery, where all words end and only the silence remains. Sleep and let the silence speak. Sleep and let the peace be your guide. Sleep and know that you are the mirror, the light, and the infinite sky. Welcome back to the sanctuary of the Lotus Whisper. I am your guide, a simple traveler on the path of stillness. Tonight, we continue our journey into the deepest layers of the self. We have traveled through the storms of anxiety and found the quiet meadows of tranquility. We have looked into the mirror of the soul and seen the reflection of the infinite stars. Now, we arrive at a threshold of profound transformation. In this stage, we move beyond mere quietude. We move toward the total relaxation of the being. We will explore how the simple act of acceptance can dissolve the walls we have built around our hearts. We will learn to let the body return to the elements from which it came. Let your breath be your anchor as we step into the mystery of the dissolving self. The journey of the night continues, leading you deeper into the heart of the mystery, where all words end and only the silence remains. As you lie here, suspended in the soft velvet of the evening, you begin to feel the weight of your physical form in a new way. For so long you have carried this body like a heavy garment, a suit of armor designed to protect you from the world. You have lived within its walls, identifying with its strengths and lamenting its weaknesses. But now, in this sacred space of acceptance, the armor begins to soften. The boundaries between where you end and where the world begins are starting to blur, like a drop of ink falling into a vast, clear lake. Bring your gentle awareness down to the very tips of your toes. Notice the space between them. Notice the warmth or the coolness that lingers there. Imagine the microscopic dance of atoms within your skin. Feel the weight of your heels as they press into the soft, yielding surface beneath you. It is as if the earth is rising up to meet you, recognizing its own child. The earth does not judge the weight you carry. It does not ask you to stand tall or to move forward. It only asks you to rest. As you breathe out, imagine your feet becoming heavy, like stones that have been smoothed by a river for 1,000 years. The tension in your arches dissolves. The fine bones of your ankles relax. You are no longer holding yourself up. You are being held. This is the first stage of the great release. We often think of relaxation as something we do, but in the path of Zen, relaxation is what happens when we stop doing. It is the natural state of the water when the wind stops blowing. As your feet and calves sink deeper into the mattress or the ground, feel the muscles of your lower legs turning into soft sand. This sand is ancient. It is the dust of mountains and the remains of ancient shells. It is part of the cycle of life that never truly ends. Acceptance is the realization that you do not need to fight the pull of gravity. Gravity is the Earth's way of saying, "I love you." It is the constant pull toward home. Let this feeling of heavy, golden warmth move upward into your knees. The knees, which have carried you through so many miles, through so many struggles and triumphs, are now allowed to let go. There is no more path to walk tonight. There is no destination to reach. The only place to be is here, in this unfolding moment. Feel the joints softening, the tendons lengthening, the very marrow of your bones becoming quiet and still. You may feel a slight tingling, a sensation of energy moving where there was once a blockage. This is the life force returning to the source. It is the conflict of the ego, which always wants to go somewhere else, dissolving into the acceptance of being exactly where you are. Now, let the relaxation flow into your thighs and your hips. This is the seat of much of our hidden tension. We hold our stories here. We hold our ancestral fears and our personal histories in the tightness of our hips. But as you breathe, imagine a warm, gentle light washing over this area. It is the light of a setting sun reflecting off a calm pond. With every exhale, you are releasing the grip. You are saying to your body, "It is okay to let go." You do not need to be ready to run. You do not need to be ready to fight. The conflict is over. The war within has been settled by the simple act of surrender. As the hips relax, you feel a profound sense of grounding. It is as if you are rooted deep into the dark, rich soil of the forest. Imagine yourself lying on a bed of soft moss beneath the canopy of an ancient tree. The roots of the tree reach deep into the earth, and your own energy begins to mimic this descent. You are becoming part of the landscape. You are no longer a separate entity observing the world. You are the world observing itself. The ego, that small voice that says, "I am this and I am not that," begins to lose its volume. It becomes a distant murmur, like the sound of a dry leaf skittering across a stone path. The breath now moves into the belly. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen. It is the rhythm of the tides. It is the rhythm of the seasons. There is no effort in this breathing. The body knows how to breathe itself. You are simply the witness to this miracle. In the center of your being, there is a space of absolute stillness. Even as the breath moves, the center remains unmoved. This is the hara, the source of your vital energy. As you relax this area, Feel the internal organs softening. The stomach, the liver, the kidneys, all the complex machinery of life is taking a well-deserved rest. They are functioning in perfect harmony without your intervention. Acceptance means trusting the wisdom of the body. It means trusting that life will sustain itself without your constant worry. Now, let the wave of relaxation move into your chest and your heart. This is where we feel the weight of our emotions. We often carry a tightness here, a shield over the heart to prevent it from being hurt. But in this state of deep peace, you realize that the heart is like the sky. Clouds may pass through it, storms may rage, but the sky itself is never harmed. The sky accepts the storm, and so the storm passes. Feel your ribcage expanding and contracting with a gentle, fluid ease. The heart beats steadily, a drum echoing the pulse of the universe. With every beat, imagine the heart opening like a 1,000-petaled lotus. Each petal represents a moment of your life, a memory, a hope, a dream. And as the flower opens, these petals begin to drift away, floating on the surface of a silent river. You are letting go of the need to be someone. You are letting go of the story of your life. What remains is the pure, radiant essence of being. The relaxation spreads into your shoulders and down your arms. The shoulders, which carry the burdens of the world, are now light as feathers. The weight of responsibility, the pressure of expectations, the heavy cloak of identity, all of it slides off your shoulders and melts into the earth. Your arms feel long and heavy, resting by your sides like fallen branches. Your hands, which have grasped and held and worked so hard, are now open and still. The fingers curl naturally, releasing their hold on the world. There is nothing to catch. There is nothing to push away. You are in a state of perfect receptivity. You are an empty vessel, ready to be filled with the silence of the night. Feel the relaxation move into your neck and your throat. The voice that has spoken so many words, the throat that has swallowed so many unspoken feelings, is now relaxed and clear. The tension in the jaw dissolves, the teeth part slightly, the tongue rests softly in the mouth. The muscles of the face, the mask you show to the world, begin to smooth out. The brow becomes wide and calm, like a mirror of polished silver. The tiny muscles around the eyes, which have looked for danger and sought for beauty, now turn their gaze inward. You are looking into the vast, inner space of your own consciousness. In this deep state of relaxation, the physical body begins to feel less like a solid object and more like a collection of sensations. You feel the air against your skin. You feel the warmth of your blood. You feel the subtle vibration of your nerves. And as you focus on these sensations, the sense of being a separate self begins to evaporate. You are like a salt doll that has walked down to the edge of the ocean. For a long time, the doll was afraid to touch the water, fearing it would lose itself. But finally, it steps into the waves. At first, its toes begin to dissolve, then its legs, then its torso. And as it disappears into the vast blue expanse, it realizes that it hasn't lost anything. It has simply returned to what it always was. It is no longer a doll, it is the ocean. This is the essence of acceptance. It is the dissolution of the ego into the infinite. The conflict you felt, the struggle between your desires and your reality, was only possible because you believed you were separate from the world. But now, as your body merges with the earth, you see that there is no separation. You are the earth. You are the air. You are the silence. The ego is like a knot in a piece of string. When the string is relaxed, the knot disappears. The string is still there, but the knot, the conflict, is gone. You are that relaxed string stretching out into the darkness of the night. Imagine your body now as a landscape. Your bones are the ancient rocks, the foundation of the world. Your blood is the flowing rivers and the hidden springs. Your breath is the wind moving through the pines. Your skin is the soft soil, teeming with the potential for new life. You are not just lying on the earth, you are the earth. The boundaries of your skin have become porous. You can feel the heartbeat of the planet beneath you. You can feel the slow, rhythmic breathing of the trees in the distance. Everything is interconnected. Everything is part of the same great mystery. As you drift deeper into this state, the mind becomes like a clear, still lake. Thoughts may arise like bubbles rising from the bottom, but they do not disturb the surface. They rise, they linger for a moment, and then they pop and disappear. You do not need to follow them, you do not need to judge them, you simply watch them with a sense of gentle curiosity. The mind is no longer a master to be obeyed or a wild animal to be tamed. It is simply a part of the natural world, like the clouds in the sky or the fish in the stream. Acceptance is the key that unlocks the door to this peace. When we resist what is, we create friction. This friction is the source of all our suffering. We want the world to be different than it is. We want ourselves to be different than we are. But in this moment of deep relaxation, you have stopped wanting. You have accepted the reality of this moment exactly as it is. You have accepted your body with its aches and its beauty. You have accepted your mind with its shadows and its light. And in this total acceptance, the friction ceases. The inner conflict dissolves, leaving behind a profound and radiant stillness. You are now entering the realm of deep sleep. But before you go, stay a while in this space of dissolution. Feel the lightness of your being. You are no longer bound by the limits of time and space. You are a consciousness that pervades the entire universe. You are the starlight that travels for billions of years to reach the eye. You are the darkness between the stars. You are the silence that contains all sound. There is nothing to fear in this dissolution. It is not an end, but a return to the origin. It is the ultimate relaxation, the ultimate peace. The grip of the ego has been released. The I that wanted to be special, the I that wanted to be safe, the I that wanted to be loved, has been comforted and put to rest. It is like a child that has finally fallen asleep in its mother's arms after a long day of play and tears. The child is safe. The child is home. You are that child, and the universe is your mother. You are held in an embrace that will never let you go. You are made of the same stuff as the galaxies and the mountains. You are eternal. You are infinite. As you continue to breathe, let each breath take you further into the depths of your own being. The world of form is fading away, replaced by the world of pure energy and light. You are a shimmering field of awareness, floating in the cosmic ocean. There is no more conflict. There is no more struggle. There is only the grand, silent movement of existence. You are that movement. You are that silence. You are that peace. The mirror is clean. The soul is tranquil. The beauty is everywhere. In the space between your thoughts, you have found the kingdom of heaven. It is not a place you go to. It is a state of being you return to. You are home. You are home. You are home. The journey of the night continues, leading you deeper into the heart of the mystery, where all words end and only the silence remains. Sleep, and let the silence speak. Sleep, and let the peace be your guide. Sleep, and know that you are the mirror, the light, and the infinite sky. The earth beneath you is a cradle, and the stars above are a blanket. You are perfectly supported. You are perfectly safe. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to become. You are already whole. You are already complete. The relaxation you feel now is the natural state of your soul. It is the peace that passes all understanding. It is the silence that follows the storm. Let your consciousness drift like a cloud in a windless sky. You are moving toward the deepest sleep, a sleep that is as vast and profound as the ocean depths. In this sleep, you will be renewed. In this sleep, you will be transformed. The layers of the self will continue to peel away, revealing the diamond core of your being. This core is indestructible. It is the light that never goes out. It is the love that never ends. As the last remnants of the day fade from your mind, feel a sense of profound gratitude. Gratitude for the breath, gratitude for the body, gratitude for the silence, gratitude for the journey. This gratitude is the final bridge to the land of dreams. It is the gentle hand that leads you into the dark, beautiful unknown. You are ready now. You are open. You are free. The conflict has dissolved into acceptance. The ego has dissolved into the earth. The self has dissolved into the infinite. There is only this. There is only now. There is only peace. You are the mountain. You are the river. You are the sky. You are the silence. You are the light. You are home. You are home. You are home. Sleep now in the arms of the mystery. Let the world turn without you. Let the stars shine without you. You are part of it all, and yet you are at rest. The journey continues in the silence. The journey continues in the dark. The journey continues in the heart of the lotus. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Welcome, weary traveler of the inner path. You have crossed the bridge of gratitude and found yourself at the edge of a great silver lake. The air here is still, filled with the scent of wild jasmine and the cooling dampness of the evening mist. We are entering the phase of relaxation, where the hard stones of your past conflicts begin to melt into a sweet, golden nectar. This is the nectar of wisdom. It does not come from winning a battle, but from laying down your sword. In this space, every struggle you have ever faced is no longer a burden, but a drop of water in a gentle, flowing stream. Listen to the sound of your own breath as it merges with the rhythm of the universe. You are safe. You are held. Let us begin the journey into the heart of acceptance. The world outside has faded into a soft blue shadow, and here, in the sanctuary of this moment, we find the nectar of wisdom. Imagine yourself sitting on a smooth, flat stone at the edge of a mountain stream. The stone is cool beneath you, yet it holds the lingering warmth of the afternoon sun. Above, the sky is a deep indigo, and the first stars are beginning to pulse like distant heartbeats. The air is perfectly still, save for the movement of the water. This water is not rushed. It does not struggle against the boulders in its path. It does not argue with the fallen branches or the mossy banks. It simply flows. It is the perfect teacher of acceptance. As you sit here, feel the weight of your body settling into the earth. Feel the tension in your shoulders begin to dissolve, like salt in a warm sea. You have been carrying the weight of conflict for so long. You have been fighting battles with your thoughts, with your past, and with your expectations of the future. But here, by the stream, there is no need for battle. There is only the nectar of wisdom, waiting to be tasted. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air enter your nostrils, cool and crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and pine needles. Hold it for a moment, letting the freshness fill your chest, and then release it slowly. As you exhale, imagine a soft, golden light beginning to glow in the center of your heart. This light is the essence of acceptance. It is a gentle warmth that begins to spread through your chest, softening the tight muscles around your ribs. This warmth is the nectar. It is the realization that everything that has happened to you, every struggle and every pain, has been a lesson in disguise. Like a rough stone, polished by the constant flow of a river, your soul has been shaped by the currents of your life. The conflicts you once thought were obstacles were actually the tools that refined you. Feel this nectar of wisdom flowing into your arms, down to your elbows and into your hands. Your fingers, which may have been clenched in a fist of resistance, now begin to open and soften. They rest gently on your lap, palms facing upward, ready to receive the peace of the night. Think of a conflict that has been weighing on your mind. Perhaps it is a disagreement with a loved one, a regret about a choice you made, or a fear of what is to come. Visualize this conflict as a heavy, jagged rock held in your hands. Feel its weight. Notice the sharp edges that press into your skin. For so long, you have tried to break this rock, to throw it away, or to hide it. But now, I want you to do something different. I want you to simply look at it with the eyes of a monk. See the rock for what it is. It is a part of your journey. It is a piece of the mountain you have climbed. Now, imagine yourself placing this rock gently into the stream at your feet. Do not throw it with anger. Place it with reverence. As the water closes over the rock, notice how the stream does not stop. It does not recoil in shock. It simply flows over the rock, around the rock, and through the cracks. The water accepts the rock completely. Over time, the water will smooth those sharp edges. The water will turn the rock into a part of the riverbed. This is how acceptance works. It does not remove the past, but it changes your relationship to it. The conflict is no longer a weapon, it is a lesson. It is a part of the flow. As you watch the water, you begin to realize that you are not the rock. You are the stream. You are the vast, flowing consciousness that can hold everything without being broken by anything. This realization is the nectar of wisdom. It tastes of freedom. It tastes of a deep, unshakable peace that does not depend on things being perfect. Feel this nectar moving up into your neck and jaw. The jaw is where we hold so much of our unspoken resistance. We grit our teeth against the world. But now, let the jaw go slack. Let the tongue rest softly in the floor of the mouth. Feel the skin of your face smoothing out, the tiny muscles around your eyes relaxing, the forehead becoming as calm as the surface of a still pond. There is a profound beauty in this softening. It is the beauty of a flower opening to the moon. You are no longer fighting the current of your life. You are the current. Listen to the sound of the stream. It has a rhythm, a low, melodic hum that seems to vibrate within your very bones. This is the sound of the universe at rest. Every drop of water in this stream has a story. Some drops came from the melting snow of the highest peaks. Some came from the deep, dark veins of the earth. Some fell as rain during a summer storm. Yet here they are, merged into one single flowing body. Your experiences are like these drops, the joyful moments, the sorrowful moments, the moments of confusion, and the moments of clarity. They have all come together to form the river of who you are. Acceptance is the act of allowing all these drops to flow together without trying to separate them. It is the wisdom of knowing that the mud is necessary for the lotus to bloom. Without the struggle, there would be no strength. Without the darkness, there would be no appreciation for the light. The nectar of wisdom now flows down into your hips and legs. Feel the large muscles of your thighs becoming heavy and limp. Feel the relaxation moving through your knees, down your calves, and into your ankles. Your feet, which have walked so many miles and carried you through so many storms, are now completely at rest. They are rooted in the peace of the present moment. Imagine that from the soles of your feet, tiny roots are growing down into the cool, moist earth. You are drawing up the stability of the mountain. You are drawing up the patience of the ancient trees. You are part of the landscape. You are part of the silence. In this state of deep relaxation, the boundaries of your ego begin to blur. You are not a separate person struggling against a harsh world. You are a manifestation of the world itself, experiencing its own beauty and its own stillness. Consider the nature of a lesson. We often think of lessons as things we must learn through effort and study. But the lessons of the soul are different. They are learned through surrender. When we stop fighting the reality of what is, the lesson reveals itself naturally. It is like the silt that settles at the bottom of a glass of water once you stop stirring it. When the mind is still, the nectar of wisdom becomes clear. You see that every conflict was an invitation to grow. Every person who challenged you was a mirror reflecting a part of yourself that needed healing. Every failure was a redirection toward a truer path. As you lie here in the embrace of the night, let these realizations wash over you like the gentle spray of a waterfall. You do not need to analyze them. You do not need to write them down. Just feel the truth of them in your body. Feel the lightness that comes when you stop carrying the burden of being right or the burden of being perfect. The incense in the room, if you were to imagine it, would be the scent of sandalwood and old scrolls. It is a scent that speaks of centuries of seekers who have sat in this same stillness. They, too, felt the heat of conflict. They, too, felt the cold wind of doubt. And they, too, found their way to this stream. You are part of a long lineage of peace. You are not alone in your journey toward acceptance. The very air you breathe has been breathed by sages and poets, by mountains and oceans. With every inhalation, you are taking in the wisdom of the ages. With every exhalation, you are giving back your own unique essence to the world. There is a beautiful reciprocity in this. You are in a constant state of exchange with the infinite. There is no room for conflict when you realize that there is no separation. The nectar of wisdom is the nectar of oneness. As the night deepens, the forest around the stream becomes a symphony of subtle sounds. The rustle of a leaf, the distant hoot of an owl, the soft creak of a branch. None of these sounds disturb the silence, they only deepen it. This is how your thoughts should be. They may arise like a bird taking flight, but they do not disturb the vast sky of your awareness. You notice a thought about tomorrow, and you let it go, watching it float away like a fallen leaf on the water. You notice a memory of yesterday, and you let it go, watching it dissolve like mist in the morning sun. You are the observer. You are the silent witness. You are the peace that remains when all the noise has stopped. The nectar of wisdom is the ability to remain centered in this peace, regardless of what is happening on the surface of your life. Think of the lotus flower. It grows in the murky depths of a pond. Its roots are buried in the dark, cold mud. Yet it rises through the water, unaffected by the grime, and opens its petals to the sun, pure and radiant. The mud is not an obstacle to the lotus. It is the source of its nourishment. Without the mud, the lotus could not exist. Your struggles are your mud. They are the rich, fertile ground from which your wisdom grows. Acceptance is the process of rising through the water. It is the process of turning the darkness of conflict into the light of understanding. Feel this transformation happening within you right now. Every cell in your body is absorbing this nectar. Every fiber of your being is relaxing into the truth that you are exactly where you need to be. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to change. There is only this moment of profound, sacred rest. The stream is getting slower now, or perhaps you are just becoming more attuned to its true pace. Time itself seems to be stretching, becoming a wide, golden expanse. In this space, the concept of a struggle seems distant, almost like a dream you had long ago. You can barely remember why you were so worried, why you fought so hard. The nectar of wisdom has coated your memories in a soft, forgiving light. You look back at your younger self with compassion. You see the child who was afraid, the adolescent who was angry, the adult who was overwhelmed. You wrap them all in the warmth of your acceptance. You tell them, it is okay. It was all necessary. It was all a part of the dance. And in that forgiveness, the last remnants of inner conflict dissolve. There is no longer a war within you. There is only a gentle, flowing stream. You are now entering a state of such deep relaxation that your body feels as light as a feather, yet as grounded as a mountain. The nectar of wisdom has reached every corner of your consciousness. It has smoothed the wrinkles of your mind and stilled the ripples of your heart. You are floating on a sea of tranquility. The water is warm, the stars are bright, and the universe is singing you a lullaby. It is a song without words, a melody of pure vibration that resonates with the core of your being. It tells you that you are loved. It tells you that you are whole. It tells you that you are free. Acceptance is not a passive state. It is a vibrant, living connection to the truth of existence. It is the nectar that turns the bitter water of life into a sweet, life-giving elixir. As you prepare to drift even deeper into the realm of sleep, carry this nectar with you. Let it be the medicine that heals your dreams. Let it be the light that guides you through the dark. You have learned the greatest lesson of all, that by letting go, you gain everything. By accepting the conflict, you find the peace. By embracing the struggle, you find the wisdom. The stream continues to flow, and you flow with it. There is no effort required. There is no destination to reach. The journey is the destination. The flowing is the purpose. You are the nectar. You are the wisdom. You are the stream. The shadows of the trees dance slowly on the ground, moved by a breeze so gentle it barely stirs the grass. You feel this breeze against your skin, a soft touch that reminds you of the tenderness of existence. The world is kind when we stop fighting it. The universe is a friend when we stop treating it as an enemy. This is the ultimate relaxation. It is the relaxation of the soul that has finally come home to itself. You are home. In this sanctuary of acceptance, you are safe from all storms. The nectar of wisdom is a shield that does not block but transforms. It turns the arrows of life into flowers. It turns the thunder into music. Imagine a single drop of this nectar falling into the center of a still lake. Watch the ripples spread out in perfect concentric circles. These ripples represent the influence of your peace. As you accept yourself, as you dissolve your inner conflicts, you send out waves of tranquility into the world. You become a source of healing for others, simply by being at rest. Your relaxation is a gift to the universe. Your wisdom is a light for those who are still lost in the dark woods of struggle. But for now, you do not need to worry about the world. You do not need to worry about others. This time is for you. It is your time to drink deeply from the cup of wisdom and let it carry you into the depths of a restorative sleep. The sound of the stream is now a distant murmur, a soft hum that lulls your mind into a state of pure, thoughtless awareness. The golden light in your heart has expanded to fill your entire body, and then even further, filling the room, the house, the world. You are a glowing ember in the hearth of the universe. You are warm, you are glowing, and you are slowly fading into the beautiful, velvet darkness of the night. Every breath you take is a prayer of acceptance. Every heartbeat is a drum of peace. You are ready now. The nectar has done its work. The conflicts are gone. The lessons are learned. The stream has led you to the ocean of sleep. As you sink into the softness of your bed, feel the mattress supporting you, holding you like the earth itself. There is no more need for words. There is no more need for thought. The nectar of wisdom is a silent companion. It is the quiet joy that remains when everything else has been stripped away. It is the essence of your true self. Sleep now, knowing that the stream will continue to flow and the wisdom will continue to grow even while you rest. You are a part of the great mystery, a part of the eternal flow. You are accepted. You are loved. You are at peace. The nectar is within you. The wisdom is you. The stream is you. Let the darkness be a soft blanket. Let the silence be a healing song. You are drifting now, further and further away from the shore of the waking world. The water is calm. The boat of your consciousness is guided by the stars of acceptance. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. There is only the sweet, golden nectar of this moment. You are dissolving into the infinite. You are merging with the light. You are becoming the silence. The journey of the day is over. The journey of the night has begun. In this sacred space of relaxation, you are finally, truly free. The nectar of wisdom has turned your struggles into a gentle, flowing stream of lessons. And that stream has finally reached the sea. Sleep, sleep, sleep. In the heart of the lotus, in the center of the stream, in the nectar of the soul. All is well. All is peace. All is one. You are home. You are home. You are home. Welcome, weary traveler of the mind. You have walked a long path through the thickets of thought and the shadows of yesterday. But now you have arrived at the threshold of a different kind of knowing. This is the space where the doing ends and the being begins. You are no longer a person trying to relax. You are relaxation itself, unfolding like the petals of a flower under the moonlight. In this sacred hour, we do not seek to change anything. We do not try to fix the heart or quiet the mind with force. We simply sit by the edge of the great mystery and watch as the conflict within us dissolves into the vast, emerald light of acceptance. You are safe. You are held. You are exactly where you need to be. The air around you has changed. It carries the scent of distant pines and the cooling breath of the evening mountains. You are resting on a wide wooden porch made of ancient cedar. The wood is smooth beneath you, worn soft by the feet of many seekers who came before, looking for the same peace you now feel rising within your chest. The porch is warm with the lingering memory of the afternoon sun, yet the air is beginning to carry the silver chill of the stars. This balance of warmth and coolness is the first lesson of the night. It is the balance of your own soul. You do not need to choose between the heat of your passions and the cold of your logic. You can simply be the porch that holds them both. Listen to the trees. Beyond the edge of the temple garden, the forest begins. It is a sea of green and shadow, moving in a rhythm that has no name. The wind, a gentle and invisible traveler from the northern peaks, brushes against the silver-tipped needles of the ancient pines. It produces a sound like a soft, rhythmic sigh. This is the breath of the world. It does not ask for permission to move through the branches. The branches do not struggle to hold on to the wind, nor do they push it away. They simply yield. They sway. They dance in a state of total, unthinking acceptance. When the wind grows stronger, the leaves of the maple trees shiver and turn their pale undersides toward the sky. When the wind fades to a whisper, the leaves return to their stillness. There is no conflict in the forest. The tree does not wish it were a stone. The leaf does not regret its fall. Everything is in a state of pure presence. You are invited to join this dance. Let your thoughts be like those leaves. Some are bright and colorful, some are dark and heavy, but all of them are being moved by a wind that is larger than you. You do not need to control the wind. You only need to be the tree that allows it to pass. Feel the weight of your body as it sinks deeper into the surface beneath you. Notice the subtle transition where your skin meets the air. In this deep state of relaxation, that boundary begins to feel less like a wall and more like a bridge. You are not a solid object dropped into the world. You are a part of the world, flowing into it like a stream flows into a lake. The conflict you felt earlier, that friction between what is and what you want it to be, is like a knot in a piece of silk. As you breathe, as you listen to the rustling of the leaves, you are gently pulling on the ends of that silk. The knot is loosening, the fibers are straightening. The inner conflict is not being destroyed, it is being unraveled. It is returning to its original state of simple, beautiful threads. In the distance, very far away, yet strangely close to your heart, a temple bell begins to ring. It is a deep, bronze sound that seems to vibrate not in the air, but in the very marrow of your bones. The sound starts as a single, powerful point of light. It expands outward in great, invisible ripples. It travels over the dark surface of the koi pond. It moves through the paper walls of the meditation hall. It washes over the moss-covered stones and the sleeping ferns. And then, it reaches you. Do not just hear the bell, become the sound of the bell. Notice how the sound arises from a profound silence. Before the striker hit the bronze, there was only the stillness of the mountain. Then, the sound was born. It lived for a few long, beautiful seconds, carrying the weight of centuries of wisdom. And now, as it fades, it does not disappear into nothingness. It returns to the silence from which it came. This is the nature of all things. Your worries, your joys, your conflicts, and your peace all arise from the same silence and return to the same silence. When you accept this, the conflict loses its power. It is just another sound in the great symphony of your life. The bell rings a second time. This time, listen to the space between the notes. That space is where the true relaxation lives. It is a gap in the constant noise of the world. In that gap, there is no one to please, no work to finish, and no self to improve. You are simply a witness to the vibration. The sound of the bell is like a broom, sweeping away the dust of the day. With every strike, your mind becomes clearer, like a mirror that has been wiped clean. You can see the stars reflected in the water of your soul. The stars do not struggle to shine. They do not worry if they are bright enough. They simply exist in the vastness of the dark. The rustling of the leaves grows more intricate as you pay closer attention. There is a bamboo grove nearby. The tall, green stalks lean into each other, clicking softly as they touch. Bamboo is a master of acceptance. It is hollow inside, creating a space for the spirit to dwell. Because it is hollow, it is flexible. When the heavy snows of winter come, the bamboo bends until its tip touches the ground. It does not break. It does not fight the weight of the snow. It accepts the burden, and when the sun warms the earth and the snow melts, the bamboo snaps back toward the heavens, stronger than before. You are like the bamboo. Your inner conflict has been a heavy snow upon your branches. You have been trying to stand stiff and rigid, trying to hold the weight through sheer will. But now, in this phase of relaxation, you are learning to bend. You are learning that yielding is not a sign of weakness, but a manifestation of ultimate strength. By accepting the weight of your feelings, by accepting the reality of your situation without judgment, you are becoming unbreakable. The conflict cannot snap you because you are no longer resisting it. You are moving with it. You are flowing with the gravity of the moment. The scent of the garden is deepening now that the moon is high. There is the smell of damp earth, the ancient aroma of the soil that supports all life. There is the faint, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine, releasing its soul only when the world is dark. These scents are like thoughts. They drift into your awareness, they linger for a moment, and then they are carried away by the breeze. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to hold your breath to keep the sweetness, nor do you need to turn away from the smell of the mud. Both are necessary. Both are part of the garden. As you sit on the porch, you notice a single leaf falling from a branch above. It does not fall in a straight line. It spirals, it drifts, it catches a tiny updraft and rises for a second before continuing its descent. It is in no hurry to reach the ground. The ground will be there whenever the leaf arrives. This is the pace of your relaxation. There is no destination. You are not trying to reach sleep. You are not trying to reach enlightenment. You are simply enjoying the fall. You are enjoying the sensation of being suspended in the air, between the branch of the past and the earth of the future. The temple bell rings a third time, the sound even softer now, as if it is being muffled by the velvet blanket of the night. The vibration is so subtle that it feels like a hum in your skin. Your muscles have forgotten how to be tight, your jaw is loose, your shoulders have dropped away from your ears. Your hands are resting like two quiet birds in your lap. Even your eyes, closed or half-closed, have relaxed their focus. You are no longer looking at the world, you are feeling the world. You are the rustling leaves, you are the distant bell, you are the cool mist crawling up the valley. There is a profound mystery in this state of pure presence. When you stop fighting yourself, the self begins to expand. You realize that the boundaries you thought were so solid are actually quite porous. Where do you end and the sound of the wind begin? Where does your breath end and the atmosphere of the mountain begin? In the state of total acceptance, these questions have no meaning. You are the mountain. You are the wind. You are the silence that holds them both. The conflict seems so large, so insurmountable, now looks like a tiny ripple on the surface of a vast ocean. The ocean does not mind the ripple. The ocean is not disturbed by the wave. The ocean knows that every wave, no matter how turbulent, is made of the same water as the deep, still abyss. The leaves continue their conversation. They speak in a language of whispers and sighs. They tell the story of the seasons. They tell of the sun that gave them life and the rain that washed them clean. They do not complain about the coming winter. They do not brag about the glory of spring. They are simply here, now, vibrating in the wind. Can you hear the wisdom in their rustling? They are telling you that you are enough, just as you are, with your flaws and your fears, with your dreams and your doubts. You are a perfect expression of the universe. The conflict you feel is not a mistake. It is simply a movement of energy, like the wind in the trees. When you stop labeling it as bad or wrong, it becomes just another texture of being. The distant bell has faded into a memory, but its resonance remains in the stillness. This is the echo of acceptance. Even when the external world is quiet, the internal world remains aligned. You are becoming a vessel of peace. The relaxation is no longer something you are doing, it is something you are. It is a heavy, golden liquid filling your limbs, making them feel warm and substantial. You are anchored to the earth, yet your spirit feels light, as if it could drift upward and merge with the stars. Think of a lake in the middle of a forest. When the wind blows and the rain falls, the surface is cluttered with ripples and bubbles. You cannot see the bottom. You cannot see the reflection of the moon. This is the mind in conflict. But as the wind dies down and the rain stops, the water begins to settle. One by one, the ripples disappear. The sediment sinks to the bottom. The water becomes clear, transparent, and perfectly still. Now the lake reflects the entire sky. The moon shines in the water as clearly as it shines in the heavens. This stillness is your natural state. The conflict was just the weather. The weather has passed. The lake remains. The rustling leaves are your lullaby. They are the sound of existence taking care of itself. You do not have to manage the forest. You do not have to make the trees grow or the wind blow. You do not even have to make your heart beat or your lungs breathe. It is all happening by itself, through the grace of 1,000 invisible hands. Acceptance is the realization that you can let go of the oars. The boat of your life is being carried by a great current. This current knows the way to the sea. It knows how to navigate the rocks and the bends in the river. You can lie down in the bottom of the boat and look at the clouds. You are safe. You are being carried. The temple bell rings one last time, so faint it is almost an imagined sound. It is the final invitation to let go of the last thread of effort. If there is any part of you still holding on, any small corner of your mind still trying to solve a problem or plan a future, let it hear the bell. Let the sound wash through that corner like a gentle tide, smoothing the sand and carrying away the debris. There is nothing left to hold. There is nothing left to defend. The inner conflict has dissolved because there is no longer an inner and an outer. There is only this breath, this sound, this moment. The darkness of the night is not a void. It is a presence. It is a soft, protective cloak that wraps around you, shielding you from the glare of the world. In this darkness, you can finally see the light of your own essence. It is a steady, unwavering glow that does not depend on your achievements or your mood. It is the light of pure awareness. As you merge with the rustling leaves and the fading bell, you realize that this light is the same light that shines in every star and every blade of grass. You are home. You have always been home. The conflict was just a dream you had on the way to the porch. The wood of the porch feels even softer now, almost like it is dissolving into the air. The mist from the valley has reached the garden, trailing long white fingers through the moss. The world is becoming blurred, soft and ethereal. This is the transition into the deepest levels of relaxation. The physical world is losing its sharp edges. The heaviness of your body is becoming a comforting weight, a grounding force that connects you to the heart of the earth. You are sinking. You are drifting. You are becoming one with the slow, rhythmic pulse of the mountain. The leaves whisper one last secret. They say that there is no such thing as a wrong turn. Every path leads here. Every struggle was a preparation for this peace. Every conflict was a teacher, showing you where you were still resisting the flow of life. Now that the resistance is gone, the teacher can rest. The lesson is learned. The lesson is acceptance. The lesson is love. Not a romantic love, but a vast, universal love that accepts all things as they are. This love is the silence between the bells. This love is the space between the leaves. As you move closer to the realm of sleep, let the sound of the forest be your guide. Let the rhythm of the wind be your breath. You are no longer an individual struggling against the world. You are the world, experiencing itself in a moment of profound tranquility. The conflict has not just ended, it has been revealed as an illusion. In the light of pure presence, there is only harmony. There is only the song of the night, the breath of the trees, and the infinite peace of the soul. The stars above the temple are ancient and wise. They have watched 10,000 years of leaves falling and 10,000 years of bells ringing. They see you now, resting on the cedar porch, and they recognize you. You are made of the same stardust. You are governed by the same laws of cycles and return. Sleep is just another return. It is a return to the source, a return to the unmanifested, a return to the deep well of silence from which all life springs. You are ready to return. You are ready to sink into the dark, cool waters of restorative rest. The rustling of the leaves is fading. The temple bell is a ghost of a sound. The mist has enveloped the porch, turning the world into a soft, grey dream. You are safe. You are at peace. The conflict is gone. The relaxation is total. You are one with the night. You are one with the silence. You are one with the eternal now. Drift now. Drift into the heart of the lotus. Drift into the center of the stillness. Everything is as it should be. All is well, all is quiet, All is one. The journey of this chapter is ending, but the peace you have found will stay with you. It is not a temporary state, but a discovery of what has always been there, beneath the noise. Whenever the world becomes loud, whenever the conflict returns, you can remember the cedar porch. You can remember the rustling leaves. You can remember the distant bell. You can remember that you are the space that holds it all. You are the acceptance that dissolves the storm. Rest now, in the perfect clarity of your own being. The night is long, the bed is soft, and the soul is finally, beautifully still. Your breath is a slow tide. It comes in, and the world is born. It goes out, and the world is released. In and out, rising and falling. The leaves have stopped their rustling as the wind dies down to a complete standstill. The forest is waiting. The mountain is waiting. The stars are waiting. They are waiting for you to close your eyes and join them in the great, silent dance of the night. There is no more need for words. There is no more need for thought. There is only the pure, radiant presence of your own existence. Be. Just be. In the heart of the silence, in the soul of the night. Sleep, sleep, sleep. In the arms of acceptance, in the cradle of peace. You are free, you are whole, you are home. The silence is now complete. It is a rich, fertile silence that feeds the spirit. It is the silence of the deep forest after the snow has fallen. It is the silence of the temple after the monks have finished their chanting. It is your silence. It is the place where you and the universe are indistinguishable. There is no conflict here, because there is no division. There is only the singular, beautiful truth of being. Let this truth wash over you like the moonlight. Let it seep into your dreams. Let it carry you into the deepest reaches of the night, where the light of acceptance never fades. You are the peace you have been seeking. You are the stillness you have been craving. You are the love you have been searching for. And in this moment of pure presence, you are finally, truly, and eternally awake in your rest. Sleep now, and let the leaves whisper you to the shores of a perfect, dreamless peace. All is one. All is silence. All is well. Silence of the temple has settled deep within your bones, and the moonlight that once bathed the courtyard now seems to pulse from within your own chest. You are lying in the soft embrace of the night, and the boundaries of your body have begun to soften like wax near a gentle flame. The world outside has faded into a distant memory, a faint echo of a song sung long ago. Now, there is only the rhythm. There is only the slow, steady movement of the air as it enters and leaves your body. This is the breath of the universe, and you are finally allowing yourself to move in perfect synchronicity with it. Imagine your breath as the tide of a vast, dark ocean. As you inhale, the tide comes in, washing over the shore of your consciousness, bringing with it the cool, refreshing essence of the deep. As you exhale, the tide recedes, carrying away the last remnants of the day, the last flickers of thought, and the final traces of any inner struggle. The conflict you once felt, that friction between what is and what you wished it to be, is like a handful of sand being drawn back into the depths. It cannot hold its shape against the power of the water. It dissolves. It becomes one with the sea. With every cycle of this breath, you are sinking deeper into the bed. But it is no longer just a bed. It is the surface of this infinite ocean, supporting you with a gentle, unwavering strength. You do not need to swim. You do not need to tread water. You are perfectly buoyant. The water is warm, the color of midnight blue, and it feels like a second skin. It is the texture of silk and the weight of a mother's hand on a sleeping child's brow. You are safe here. You are held in the arms of the great silence. Notice the sensation in your toes. They are the first to touch the water. Feel the tension leaving them as they dip beneath the surface. The water is acceptance. It does not ask your toes to be anything other than what they are. It simply surrounds them. This feeling of release moves upward into your feet, your ankles, and your heels. Your feet have carried you through so many miles, through so many conflicts and journeys, but now they are still. They are heavy with the beautiful weight of relaxation. They are merging with the dark tide. The tide rises slowly, covering your calves and your knees. Feel the muscles in your legs let go of their last grip on the world. There is no path to walk anymore. There is no destination to reach. The only place to be is right here, dissolving into the stillness. Your legs feel like driftwood, floating effortlessly, guided by the slow pull of the moon. The conflict of movement has been replaced by the peace of being carried. You are no longer the one who acts. You are the one who is acted upon by the grace of the universe. As the water reaches your thighs and your hips, feel the deep center of your body relax. This is where we often hold our oldest tensions, the stories of our struggles, and the armor we wear against the world. Let the water seep into those tight places. Let the cool darkness of the ocean wash through the joints and the marrow. You are realizing that acceptance is not a passive surrender, but a profound merging. You are not losing yourself. You are finding the version of yourself that is as vast as the sea. There is no conflict in the deep ocean. There is only the pressure of peace, equalizing everything, making everything whole. The tide moves up to your belly, the soft center of your being. Feel your breath expanding there, like a slow swell in the middle of the ocean. Each rise is a promise of presence. Each fall is a release into the unknown. Your internal organs feel as though they are floating in space, free from the pull of gravity. The rhythm of your heart slows down, matching the slow, deep pulse of the earth itself. You can hear it now, a low, resonant thrumming that has been there since the beginning of time. It is the sound of the universe dreaming. Your chest rises and falls with the majesty of a great mountain range seen from a distance. The air you breathe is no longer just oxygen. It is the very spirit of the night. It is cool and sweet, smelling of distant rain and ancient forests. With every exhalation, you are letting go of the need to understand. You are letting go of the need to control. You are accepting the mystery of the dark. You are accepting that you are a small part of a magnificent whole, and in that acceptance, all conflict vanishes. How can a wave be in conflict with the ocean? It is the ocean. How can a breath be in conflict with the air? It is the air. The water now flows over your shoulders, taking away the weight of the world you have been carrying. Your shoulders sink back, opening your heart to the infinite sky. Your arms are like seaweed swaying in the deep currents, completely limp, completely free. Your fingers curl naturally, holding on to nothing, grasping at nothing. You have let go of the oars. You have let go of the rudder. You are drifting into the heart of the night, and the night is welcoming you home. Feel the sensation move into your neck and your throat. The words you have spoken, the words you have held back, the sighs and the laughter of the day, all of them are falling silent. Your jaw relaxes, leaving a small space between your teeth. Your tongue rests lightly. The muscles around your mouth, your nose, and your eyes soften until your face is as smooth as the surface of a still lake at midnight. The mask you show to the world has dissolved. There is only the true face, the face you had before you were born, the face of pure, unblemished peace. The water covers your ears, and the sounds of the world are replaced by the deep, muffled roar of the inner sea. It is a comforting sound, like the white noise of 1,000 stars flickering in unison. Your forehead becomes cool and vast, like the horizon where the ocean meets the sky. Your thoughts are no longer sharp or demanding. They are like bubbles rising from the deep, floating to the surface and popping silently into the air. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to name them. You are the deep water through which they rise. You are the stillness that remains when they are gone. You are now fully submerged in the dark, beautiful ocean of the universe. It is not a darkness of fear, but a darkness of infinite potential. It is the fertile soil from which all life springs. It is the womb of the cosmos. Here, there is no light to distract you, no shapes to define you. You are formless. You are timeless. The boundaries of your skin have vanished. You cannot tell where your breath ends and the atmosphere begins. You cannot tell where your body ends and the bed begins. You are the atoms of the stars, and you are returning to the source. In this state of total acceptance, the very concept of conflict seems like a dream you once had. You realize that all the struggles of the mind were merely shadows dancing on a wall. Now that you have turned toward the darkness, the shadows have disappeared. There is only the substance. There is only the truth. You are the tide. You are the moon. You are the salt and the water. You are the silence between the waves. As you drift further into the deep sleep, the world of form becomes thinner and thinner. The stories of your life, your name, your history, your desires, they are all being washed away by the gentle, persistent tide. You are entering the realm of the dreamless, the place where the soul rests in its purest state. This is the ultimate acceptance, the acceptance of non-being, which is the gateway to the highest form of being. You are not a person sleeping. You are the universe experiencing rest. The darkness is soft. It is like the finest velvet, wrapping around every cell of your body, whispering that everything is exactly as it should be. There is nothing left to fix. There is nothing left to change. The perfection of the moment is absolute. You are sinking deeper now, past the level of dreams, past the level of memory. You are descending into the quietest chambers of the heart of the world. The rhythm of your breath has become so slow, so shallow, that it is like the faintest ripple on a mirror-still pond. Each breath is a gift you receive without asking. Each breath is a prayer of gratitude you offer without speaking. You are merging with the vast, dark ocean of the universe. You are the drop of water that has finally found its way back to the sea. The journey is over. The struggle is finished. The peace is eternal. The ocean is vast, and you are its center. The universe is infinite, and you are its heart. Sleep is not a loss of consciousness, but a transition into a wider consciousness. It is the place where the inner conflict is not just resolved, but found to have never existed. In the eyes of the universe, you have always been whole. You have always been enough. You have always been at peace. As you drift into the deepest reaches of the night, let the darkness be your guide. Trust the tide. Trust the ocean. Trust the silence. The light of acceptance will be there when you wake, but for now, there is only the beautiful, dark, infinite rest. You are floating. You are sinking. You are merging. You are home. The stars above are watching over you, but you are also the stars. The wind outside is whispering through the trees, but you are also the wind. The deep earth beneath you is steady and old, but you are also the earth. There is no division. There is only the one. There is only the breath. There is only the tide. The conflict has dissolved into the water. The tension has evaporated into the night air. The mind has surrendered to the heart, and the heart has surrendered to the void. And in that void, you find everything. You find the peace that passes all understanding. You find the love that has no object. You find the stillness that is the source of all movement. Deeper now. Deeper into the blue, deeper into the black, deeper into the silence. The world is a distant spark, and you are the vast darkness that holds it. You are the sleep of the mountains, you are the rest of the stones, you are the silence of the deep forest. You are the breath of the universe, coming in and going out, forever and ever. Acceptance is the final word. It is the key that unlocks the door to the infinite. And you have turned that key. You have walked through the door. You are now in the great hall of peace, where the only music is the sound of your own quiet breathing. Let it carry you. Let it soothe you. Let it take you into the dreamless sleep where all things are one. The night is long, and the night is kind. It offers you this sanctuary, this ocean of stillness where you can truly be yourself. No roles to play, no conflicts to resolve, just the pure, unadulterated essence of being. You are the silence. You are the peace. You are the deep, dark ocean. Rest now. The tide is full, the moon is high. The universe is breathing with you. Everything is forgiven. Everything is accepted. Everything is one. Sleep, and let the ocean take you. Sleep and become the tide. Sleep and merge with the vastness. All is well. All is still. All is peace. The darkness is your blanket, and the silence is your pillow. You are sinking into the very foundation of existence. There is no more thought, only the soft, rhythmic pulsing of life itself. You are drifting past the stars, past the galaxies, into the heart of the eternal. There is no conflict here. There is only the light of acceptance shining in the dark, guiding you into the deepest, most beautiful sleep you have ever known. You are the breath. You are the tide. You are the ocean. You are the universe. And the universe is at rest. Sleep now. Sleep in the arms of the infinite. Sleep in the heart of the one. All is silence. All is peace. All is well. As the final traces of the world slip away, you find yourself in a place of perfect equilibrium. There is no heat, no cold, no weight, no lightness. There is only the pure, steady presence of being. You are the ocean, and the ocean is you. The conflict that once seemed so loud is now less than a whisper, and even that whisper is fading into the magnificent silence of the deep. You have found the place where the soul goes to be renewed. You have found the source of all strength and all peace. In this deep sleep, you are healing. Every cell of your body is being bathed in the restorative waters of acceptance. The friction of the past is being smoothed away. The worries of the future are being dissolved. You are being remade in the image of the stillness. When you eventually return from this journey, you will carry this peace within you like a hidden treasure. But for now, there is no need to think of returning. There is only the sinking. There is only the merging. The tide is slow and heavy, pulling you down into the softest darkness imaginable. It is a darkness that is alive with peace. It is a darkness that is full of love. It is the darkness of the deep sea where the light of the sun never reaches, but where a different kind of light, an inner light, begins to glow. This is the light of pure awareness, the light that remains when everything else has been stripped away. It is the light of acceptance. You are that light. You are that darkness. You are the entire spectrum of existence, resting in perfect harmony. The conflict is gone. The division is healed. You are whole. You are complete. You are free. The breath is the tide. The tide is the universe. The universe is you. And you are falling into a sleep so deep, so profound, that it is like returning to the very beginning of time. Before the first word was spoken, before the first star was lit, there was only the silence. And you are that silence. Let the waves of peace wash over you, again and again. Let the tide carry you further and further from the shore of the known. You are safe in the deep. You are held by the infinite. You are loved by the silence. The stars are fading. The moon is setting. The world is vanishing. There is only the ocean. There is only the breath. There is only the deep, dreamless sleep. Acceptance has dissolved everything but the truth, and the truth is peace. Sleep. Deep, deep sleep. Merging with the vast, dark ocean, becoming the tide, becoming the silence, becoming the one. All is well. All is peace. All is you. The silence expands until it fills everything. There is no more room for anything else. No room for conflict. No room for doubt. No room for the self. There is only the vast, dark, beautiful ocean of being, and you are at the very heart of it. Floating, sinking, being. The breath is a slow, steady pulse in the darkness. It is the only thing left. And then, even the breath becomes so quiet, so subtle, that it is indistinguishable from the stillness. You are the stillness. You are the peace. You are the eternal rest. Sleep now, in the heart of the universe. Sleep, where the light of acceptance never fades. Sleep, for you are finally home. The ocean is vast, and you are its silence. The night is long, and you are its dream. All is one. All is peace. All is well. The rhythm of the tide is your own heartbeat. The vastness of the sea is your own mind. The darkness of the deep is your own soul. Everything is in its place. Everything is as it should be. You have surrendered to the flow, and the flow has brought you here, to the center of all things. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to be. There is only the resting, the deep, dark, infinite resting. You are the ocean. You are the tide. You are the sleep. The silence is absolute. The peace is total. The acceptance is complete. You are the universe dreaming of itself, and the dream is beautiful. The dream is still. The dream is you. Sleep, sleep, sleep. In the heart of the dark ocean, in the arms of the infinite, in the silence of the one, all is well. All is peace. All is you. The last flicker of thought goes out like a candle in a vast room. The room is not empty. It is full of the presence of the night. You are that presence. You are the peace that remains. You are the deep sleep that knows no end. The tide is still. The ocean is calm. The universe is at rest. And you are the heart of that rest. Sleep now, and let the silence take you all the way home. All is one. All is silence. All is well. The silence is absolute. The peace is total. The acceptance is complete. You are the universe dreaming of itself, and the dream is beautiful. The dream is still. The dream is you. Sleep, sleep, sleep. In the heart of the dark ocean, in the arms of the infinite, in the silence of the one, all is well. All is peace. All is you. The last flicker of thought goes out like a candle in a vast room. The room is not empty. It is full of the presence of the night. You are that presence. You are the peace that remains. You are the deep sleep that knows no end. The tide is still. The ocean is calm. The universe is at rest. And you are the heart of that rest. Sleep now, and let the silence take you all the way home. All is one. All is silence. All is well. The weight of your body has become a soft anchor, pulling you deeper into the velvet folds of the night. It is a weight that does not burden you, but rather it grounds you in the absolute reality of this moment. Feel the way your shoulders have finally surrendered their long-held secrets. The tension that once lived there, the heavy stories of who you were and what you had to do, has dissolved into the mattress, into the earth, into the very air around you. There is no longer a boundary between your skin and the atmosphere. You are breathing the room, and the room is breathing you. Every pore of your skin is opening like a night-blooming flower, releasing the last traces of the day. The air is cool and sweet, smelling of distant rain and old wood, of incense that has long since burned away but left its soul behind. You are sinking. You are drifting. You are becoming the very space you inhabit. Consider the rhythm of your heart. It has slowed to a steady, ancient drumbeat. It is the sound of a mountain breathing. It is the sound of the earth turning on its axis in the middle of the frozen void. Each beat is a soft affirmation. I am, I am, I am. And with each beat, the I becomes smaller, softer, less defined. It is no longer a person with a name or a history. It is simply a pulse in the dark. It is a ripple on a lake that has no shore. You are watching this pulse from a place of deep, immovable quiet. You are the witness to your own dissolution, and it is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. There is no fear here. Fear requires a future, and here there is only the eternal now. Fear requires a self to protect, and here the self is melting away like a grain of salt in a vast, warm sea. Your breath has become so shallow and so effortless that it is like the movement of a single blade of grass in a windless field. It happens on its own. You are not the breather, you are the breath. You are the air as it enters, cool and thin, and you are the air as it leaves, warm and heavy. In the space between the inhale and the exhale, there is a tiny gap. In that gap, the entire universe exists. In that gap, there is no conflict, no struggle, no desire. There is only the pure, unadulterated essence of being. You are lingering in that gap now. You are expanding within it. It is a cathedral of silence, built of shadows and starlight. The walls are made of peace, and the floor is made of rest. You are lying down on that floor, and it is as soft as the memory of a cloud. Acceptance is not something you do, it is something you are. It is the way the water accepts the shape of the cup. It is the way the darkness accepts the coming of the stars. You have stopped fighting the current of your life. You have stopped trying to swim upstream against the flow of time and circumstance. You have let go of the oars. You have let go of the boat. You are simply the water itself, and the water is deep. It is so deep that the light from the surface is just a faint, golden memory. Down here, in the depths of your own being, there is a profound and holy stillness. The pressures of the world cannot reach you here. The voices of the world are muffled, sounding like the distant hum of bees in a summer meadow, far, far away. They have nothing to do with you now. Think of your thoughts as fallen leaves on the surface of a pond. For a long time, you tried to catch them, to organize them, to keep them from sinking. But now, you are simply watching them. One by one, they become heavy with water. One by one, they lose their bright colors and turn into the soft, dark earth of the pond floor. A thought of a worry sinks. A thought of a plan sinks. A thought of a regret sinks. They are all the same. They are just shapes. They are just movements. And as they sink, the surface of the pond becomes as smooth as a mirror. It reflects the moon. It reflects the void. It reflects the truth that there was never anything to fix. There was never anything to solve. There was only the seeing. And now, even the seeing is beginning to fade into the seen. You are entering the phase of total surrender. This is the surrender of the wave to the shore. The wave does not die when it hits the sand. It simply returns to the source. It remembers that it was always the ocean. You are remembering now. You are remembering the time before you were born, the time before you had a face or a voice. It was a time of perfect safety. It was a time of perfect belonging. That place has never left you. It has been waiting for you in the center of your chest, in the hollow of your bones, in the silence of your mind. You are going back there now. The journey is short. It is only the distance between a thought and no thought. It is only the distance between a breath and the stillness that follows. The darkness behind your closed eyes is not empty. It is a rich, fertile darkness. It is the soil from which all dreams grow. It is the ink from which all stories are written. As you drift deeper, you see soft blooms of color, indigo and violet, swirling like slow-motion galaxies. They are the last echoes of your nervous system settling down. They are the visual songs of your cells as they enter a state of deep repair. You are not your cells. You are the space in which they vibrate. You are the vast, dark laboratory of the soul, where everything is being made new again. You are being washed clean by the night. The conflicts that seemed so solid, so insurmountable, are now revealed to be nothing more than smoke, and the smoke is being carried away by a gentle, internal wind. There is no more inside and no more outside. There is only the flow. You are the flow. You are the river that has finally reached the sea. The salt water of the infinite is mixing with the fresh water of your individual life. It is a warm, tingling sensation. It feels like being hugged by someone who knows everything about you and loves you anyway. It feels like coming home after 1,000 years of wandering in a desert. You can put down your heavy pack. You can take off your dusty shoes. You can lie down in the tall grass of this cosmic home and never have to move again. The grass is cool against your skin. The earth beneath you is solid and sure. It will hold you. It has always held you. You were just too busy running to feel it. Now, feel the stillness in your hands. Your fingers are motionless, curled like sleeping birds. There is no need to grasp. There is no need to hold on to anything. The world will continue to turn without your help. The stars will continue to burn without your permission. You are free from the burden of being the center of your own universe. You are now the periphery. You are the edge where the light meets the dark. You are the horizon. You are the twilight. Everything is soft. Everything is blurred. The sharp edges of your identity have been worn smooth by the constant washing of this inner peace. You are a stone at the bottom of a clear stream, and the water of existence is flowing over you, around you, through you. Listen to the silence. It is not the absence of sound. It is a sound in itself. It is a low, humming vibration that underlies everything. It is the sound of the void singing to itself. It is the Om that began the world and the Om that will end it. You are vibrating in harmony with this sound. Your very atoms are dancing to this slow, celestial music. It is a lullaby for the soul. It is a song of acceptance. It is a song that says, it is okay. It is okay to let go. It is okay to be nothing. It is okay to disappear, because when you disappear, you become everything. When you are nothing, you are the infinite. This is the great secret of the Zen masters. This is the truth that lives in the heart of the lotus. Your mind is now like a vast, dark sky. A single star of consciousness remains, flickering softly in the distance. This star is the last remnant of your ego, the last observer. Watch as it grows smaller and smaller. It is not being extinguished, it is simply being absorbed into the greater light of the darkness. The darkness is more luminous than any sun. It is the light of pure awareness, undisturbed by objects, undisturbed by thoughts. You are that darkness. You are that light. You are the unmanifested potential that exists before any dream begins. You are the silence before the first word was spoken. You are the peace that passes all understanding. The warmth is spreading now, from your heart to your limbs, to the tips of your toes, to the top of your head. It is a warmth that feels like sunlight trapped in amber. It is a warmth that feels like the memory of a mother's touch. It is the warmth of existence itself. You are being cradled in the hands of the universe. You are a child of the stars, returning to the cradle of the night. There is nothing you need to achieve. There is nothing you need to prove. You are already perfect in your stillness. You are already complete in your surrender. The conflict is over. The war within has ended in a total and beautiful truce. Both sides have laid down their arms and embraced. There is no more me versus them. There is no more this versus that. There is only this. Only this. As you drift closer to the threshold of deep sleep, the concepts of time begin to dissolve. Seconds, minutes, hours, they have no meaning here. You are in the realm of the timeless. You are in the landscape of the eternal. You are drifting through a forest of shadows where the trees are made of peace and the leaves are made of rest. Every breath is a step deeper into this forest. The path is soft under your feet, covered in the moss of old dreams. The air is still and heavy with the scent of night-blooming jasmine and damp earth. You are moving toward the center of the forest, where there is a clearing. In the center of the clearing, there is a pool of dark, still water. This is the pool of non-being. This is the source. You stand at the edge of this pool. You look down into the water and you see no reflection. There is no face looking back at you. There is no form. There is only the deep, inviting dark. You step into the water. It is not cold. It is the exact temperature of your own soul. It is the temperature of peace. You sink, slowly, gracefully, into the depths. The water closes over your head, and it is the most comforting feeling you have ever known. It is a total embrace. It is a total acceptance. You are no longer a person walking through a forest. You are the water in the pool. You are the pool in the clearing. You are the clearing in the forest. You are the forest in the world. You are the world in the void. The last thought is a soft ripple that fades into nothingness. It is the thought of the word peace. 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 The word itself becomes a sound, then a vibration, then a silence. The silence is the final teacher. The silence is the final home. You are home now. You have arrived at the place where all journeys end and all journeys begin. You are the stillness at the center of the turning wheel. You are the void that contains all things. You are the sleep that restores the world. Let the darkness be your blanket. Let the silence be your pillow. Let the infinite be your bed. There is no more struggle. There is no more conflict. There is only the vast, warm, infinite embrace of non-being. You are drifting now, beyond the reach of words, beyond the reach of images. You are falling into the heart of the mystery, and the mystery is kind. The mystery is gentle. The mystery is you. Sleep. Surrender. Be still. Merge with the shadow. Merge with the light. Merge with the all. The boundaries of your body have completely vanished. You are no longer contained by skin or bone. You are a mist, a vapor, a sigh in the middle of the night. You are the cool breeze that moves through the leaves of a distant tree. You are the moonlight reflecting on a hidden stream. You are the vast, empty spaces between the stars. In this state of total expansion, there is no room for conflict. How can the sky be in conflict with itself? How can the ocean be at war with its own waves? You have realized the fundamental unity of all things. You have realized that the inner conflict was only a misunderstanding of your own nature. You are not a fragment. You are the whole. And so, you rest. You rest with a depth that you have never known before. It is a rest that reaches into the very marrow of your existence. It is a rest that heals the wounds of 1,000 lifetimes. It is a rest that is as old as the universe itself. You are being woven into the fabric of the night. You are a thread of silver in a tapestry of black. You are a note of music that has finally found its resolution. The song is over, and the silence that follows is more beautiful than the music ever was. The silence is the truth. The silence is the way. Sleep now, in the knowledge that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. You are being exactly who you are supposed to be. And that person is no one. That person is everyone. That person is the peace that remains when everything else is gone. The world will be there when you wake, but you will not be the same. You will carry a piece of this silence with you. You will carry a piece of this darkness in your eyes. You will move through the world with the grace of one who has seen the void and found it to be full of love. But that is for later. For now, there is only the descent. Deeper and deeper into the velvet, deeper and deeper into the still. The light of the world is 1,000,000 miles away. The noise of the world is a forgotten language. You are speaking the language of the unborn. You are dreaming the dream of the stones and the stars. You are the quietest part of the night. You are the very essence of rest, total surrender, total peace, total acceptance. The conflict has dissolved, the self has dissolved. Only the infinite remains, and the infinite is sleeping. You are the sleep of the infinite. You are the peace of the one. All is well, all is well, all is well. The tide has gone out, and the shore is vast and smooth. The ocean is a mirror, reflecting the absolute stillness of the sky. There is no wind, there is no movement, there is only the presence of the night. You are that presence, you are that stillness, you are that mirror. Sleep, sleep, sleep. In the heart of the dark ocean, you are the depth. In the arms of the infinite, you are the embrace. In the silence of the one, you are the truth. All is well, all is peace, all is you. The dream is still, the dream is beautiful, the dream is you. The universe is at rest, and you are the heart of that rest. Sleep now, and let the silence take you all the way home. All is one, all is silence, all is well. As you drift into the final layers of consciousness, feel the profound weightlessness of your spirit. You are like a feather floating in a vacuum, drifting down through layers of soft, dark light. Each layer is a deeper level of relaxation. Each layer is a further release of identity. You are passing through the layer of names, and your name falls away. You are passing through the layer of roles, and your roles as a worker, a friend, a child, a parent, all fall away. You are passing through the layer of desires, and your wants and needs fall away. You are becoming lighter and lighter, even as you sink deeper and deeper. Now you are just a point of awareness, a single golden spark in the vastness of the dark. And even that spark is beginning to soften at the edges. It is beginning to blend into the darkness around it. The spark is not disappearing, it is expanding. It is becoming the darkness. You are the darkness, and the darkness is full of peace. It is a living darkness, a conscious darkness, a darkness that knows itself and finds itself to be good. There is no more effort. Even the effort to listen is gone. My voice is just a gentle vibration, like the sound of a distant bell ringing in a valley filled with mist. You don't need to understand the words, you only need to feel the frequency. The frequency is peace. The frequency is home. The frequency is the deep, dark sleep of the universe. Everything is slow. Everything is rhythmic. Everything is perfect. The great acceptance has been achieved. You have accepted the night. You have accepted the silence. You have accepted the end of the day and the end of the self. In this acceptance, there is a power that is greater than any strength. It is the power of the mountain that stands still. It is the power of the valley that receives all things. You are the mountain. You are the valley. You are the peace that exists between them. The last flicker of thought goes out like a candle in a vast room. The room is not empty. It is full of the presence of the night. You are that presence. You are the peace that remains. You are the deep sleep that knows no end. The tide is still. The ocean is calm. The universe is at rest. And you are the heart of that rest. Sleep now, and let the silence take you all the way home. All is one. All is silence. All is well. The infinite embrace is warm. It is the warmth of 1,000 suns, cooled by the vastness of space. It is a warmth that does not burn, but only glows. You are glowing with this warmth. Your spirit is a soft, radiant ember in the hearth of the cosmos. The fire of the day has burned down to these beautiful, peaceful coals. There is no more flame, no more smoke, only the steady, gentle heat of being. You are drifting into the non-being. This is not a loss. This is the ultimate gain. It is the return to the source. It is the drop of water finally realizing it is the sea. The conflict was only a dream. The struggle was only a shadow. Now, the sun has set on the dream, and the shadows have all returned to the one shadow of the night. There is only the one. There is only the silence. There is only the peace. Sleep. 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 The journey is over. You have arrived. You are home. All is well. All is peace. All is you. All is one. All is silence. All is well. The silence is absolute. The peace is total. The acceptance is complete. You are the universe dreaming of itself, and the dream is beautiful. The dream is still. The dream is you. Sleep. 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 In the heart of the dark ocean, in the arms of the infinite, in the silence of the one. All is well. All is peace. All is you. The last flicker of thought goes out like a candle in a vast room. The room is not empty. It is full of the presence of the night. You are that presence. You are the peace that remains. You are the deep sleep that knows no end. The tide is still. The ocean is calm. The universe is at rest. And you are the heart of that rest. Sleep now, and let the silence take you all the way home. All is one. All is silence. All is well.